that way they was going to move here
Well,
for
we're
olives.
here at Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, episode 30, and I just went all the way live there because Perry's live on Facebook, announcing his partnership with Casper, and I'm assuming Black Diamond. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's like a Black Diamond Reach It getting involved in something. Casper helped build out the Reach It store, it looks like.
It's a Reach It store
Yeah, in Kansas City.
in Kansas City. That's where Luke
Yeah,
lives, right?
outlaw field trip.
I wonder if Perry will have Luke clean his windows. Do you think that'll happen?
Ah, that'd be-
It's like it's probably perfect for waterbed poles.
Hey, I want
I
to
bet.
know. Hey, I want to know how long it's gonna take Luke to try to get that window job, that store.
Ah, you know he ain't doing that with it, y'all. You know that's not allowed. Come on. Hey,
great.
Mark, I wore something for you, buddy.
What do you got there?
Bon Jovi.
Bon
t-shirt.
Awesome, dude. That's great, man. We're celebrating here. We're still celebrating the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year, buddy. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
stuff.
Yeah, dude, I played "Living on a Prayer" on an endless loop for 14 days straight while they were
Why?
being inducted.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yep. I had my big. No, I'm just fucking with you. Congratulations. But
Hey, they're they've had the highest grossing tour for like the last 7 years straight.
oh, dude, I don't doubt it. They're huge, man.
It's
They have
crazy.
a huge.
Crazy,
You know.
crazy. I'm not
I-
as film like I used to be. I'm really not.
I
They're
got
just
in trouble because I had a Richie Sambora life-size inflatable penis in the front yard with lights on it.
So the long oh god, the long-awaited show finally happened. The Tim Huber Mark Tanner episode is finally going down. So this is cool.
Right.
So what have you been up to, Tim? I see you've got a couple of new videos on the internets, like
Yeah,
back
just
to
get
back
back focused on
almost.
that.
I mean, back to
Yeah,
back
Back and
videos.
back.
I woke up
Yeah.
Saturday morning. I was like, this motherfucker put a video up. Now I'm gonna put one up. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, dude,
I'm
I
trying
had
to do daily
listen to
now.
this. I had 181 subscribers, and I'm down to 178 overnight. I did something to make somebody mad.
What could
Really?
you possibly
Yeah.
done?
I just
Put up
dropped
another
3 subscribers just like that. I think
It just happens.
I think somebody's feeling the heat from my awesomeness.
Your stalkers. Your stalkers
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, my stalkers
unsubscribed.
are finally relinquishing. Actually, Kevin the Window Cleaner subscribed to my channel today.
Oh, he'll unsubscribe here soon. I'm sure.
Just want to scope out what you're doing. Yeah.
Or he's trying to make friends.
I
one of two.
took the rap video down.
Did you?
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
only
It
for
was hilarious.
I didn't take it down. I just made it private, and then I'll put it back
Yeah.
up after he unsubscribes to the channel, and then fucking put it back up for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then take it back down again. You know, just to be
That's
an
creativity, though, man. That was awesome.
asshole. Hey man, I'm not saying that dude is anything. I didn't even mention his name. I just used his first name. So everyone can, you know what I mean? So everyone can glean off of it who they think they know it is or whatever.
It's his voice. It's not us.
Yeah. It was funny. Whatever, man. He was talking shit and I just took his words and fucking used them against him. That's all I did. You know what I mean?
Is
the one
is that the
said,
part-time dude? The
Yeah.
part-time window cleaner dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the glass polisher without the PPE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Silicosis.
Mr.
Yeah.
Silicosis, Captain Silicosis, as we affectionately
Yeah, smart
like
guy.
to call him. We're making him famous. That's what he says, and that's what he said on his YouTube video, which is cool. We'll make you famous. You know what I mean?
At least Kevin's legit, and he does have a true number of subscribers. I mean, those are real subs that are on his channel.
Who's?
Unlike Eric.
Oh,
You know what I
Eric.
mean?
Yeah, those are fake ones
Yeah.
he's got.
Mr.
Yeah,
17
I mean,
167
what's his
to
name?
667.
Kevin's got some followers that are on there that are legit. So.
Yeah. I mean,
I just think he's a putz. So you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a drama starter.
Yeah, he's just
he
a
wants to
putz.
grow any way possible. Use any means necessary. So
Well, he
that's
is
what
growing this way.
Yes, he is. Yeah. It looks like he's pregnant with like twin baby elephants.
I don't know how y'all keep track of all these. There's a lot of
Not just two,
bullshit
bro.
out there. You
There's
know?
a lot of
There's
it.
only two. There's only two.
Yeah.
There's only two momos we gotta fucking. We gotta fucking worry. You know, not so much worry about, but keep track of. And I don't really keep track of them. Only time I know what's going on is when somebody, and it's always somebody's always sending me something in a private message like, "Did you see what this dumb some bitch said?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't." You know what I mean? He thinks I'm like keeping track
You
of,
gotta
dude.
stay out of the private message sometimes, man, because people will send you that shit all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's always something, man. Which is cool. I'm
Okay.
not, you know, hating on nobody. I don't want nobody to get the wrong idea.
Right.
It's just, fuck that guy, man. Fuck all those dudes are so fucking lame, man. They are. They're so lame, man. But you know what can you do?
Just put them in the rearview mirror. Look
Yeah.
forward.
Well, let me ask you something. At the end of the day, is he gaining anything from these videos? I
don't really know. I don't really know. I mean, I honestly don't really know. All right, let me just say this. I don't really know what it is that he's trying to do with his channel other than just sit in his truck and talk, because you'll rarely find very many videos coming out from him that has anything to do with cleaning windows efficiently or properly. It's always some fucking bullshit, you know what I mean? And I'm not hating on the dude. That's cool. You want to fucking be a window cleaner part-time, like twice a month. That's cool. But don't get out, your name is got window cleaner attached at the back of it, and you're like not really yet. You know, you could be after you retire and you start cleaning it and you start, you know what I mean? I could see maybe you doing it, you know, at least part-time, but you're not even doing it part-time. You're doing it a couple times a month.
What he wanted to do back a few months ago when he was talking about it is he wants to be the 50-year-old guy that's working full time that needs a side hustle going into retirement, which is a cool little niche. I mean, it's perfect.
I'm cool with that.
You know what I mean? But then when you go, but he wanted to grow by all means necessary, and he wanted to be Calphus of that niche.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he picks battles trying to grow, and he's not good at it. You know, he's just not good at it.
Well, some people can. I've seen guys that clean for 30 years and they're horrible at best. You know, I mean, I'm not patting my own self on the back at all. What I am saying is that, you know, you see someone washing or you know someone and you watch them work and you're like, oh my God, you know, you strive to have some better technique or some better equipment or. I mean, look, I've always said, you know, you're going to do it well, but, you know, and success, retiring at 50, you know, there's a large company down south of me that does several $1 million a year, and there's some family that works there, and talking with one of them, he's like, my dad's going to retire, and this is going to be mine. I go, dude, your dad ain't carrying no bucket. Why would he retire? He goes to the office every day, you know, I mean, dude, he can do that for another 20 years.
Right.
You know, I mean, depends on what you want out of it. I'm just not an office person. You know, I like to be out in the field.
Right. Well, I just, you know, it is what it is. I mean, you fucking, you know, want to go out and do, you know, cool videos and sit in your car and talk about things and, you know, be on YouTube and, you know, all that cool stuff. That's cool with me. I don't care. Just don't talk about me anymore, okay?
Right.
Because I'm, you know, I did that. It took me fucking an hour to do that. You know, I took your voice and that other chump's voice and I put it on. I could go way worse and just shit on you myself. You know what I mean? I mean, you've heard the Clear Views rap. I've got time. I could find some time to make you look silly, you know, like on a regular basis. You know, if you want to be the subject of some Bob-like fucking videos, I can do that for you if you'd like me to. You know what I mean?
You're talking about that rap thing you did the other day?
Yeah.
There was some kind of rap music thing? Yeah, I seen that. That's good stuff right there. I'm like, man, that man can hit it.
You know,
I'm like, dude, I'm happy when I put a penis in the back of someone's truck. You do all this other shit.
So, I mean, I don't know about Tim, but Mark, but I know me and Tim are kind of rounding the corner to like a slow patch here. So, you know, that's the way it goes in Ohio. We go hard body from like April to like July, and then it slows down for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's like, I need my gutters cleaned.
Right. The worst time of the year is upon us.
I've already gotten 7 gutter cleanings called for already. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And
I don't think I've ever cleaned a gutter in my life. Maybe my own.
Oh yeah.
Never. I've done. If I've done roof pressure washing, which was years ago, I blow the gutters out. I guess you call that gutter cleaning. But I ain't scrubbing outside, and I.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah, we're just cleaning. We're just cleaning the shit out of the gutter so they flow.
Yeah.
I don't wash the outside of them. I leave that to the guys, the pressure washing guys. I actually ran into a dude that does soft washing, and I've met this dude once before. We exchanged cards, and I keep getting these calls from these sparkling white houses with this, pressure washer / soft washer film on the windows I got to get off. And come to find out, I met this guy this one time, and he's been fucking handing out my cards left and right
That's
to
good.
people. Yeah.
That's good. You want to piggyback on someone who's good at what
and
they
he's
do.
like, I ran into him the other day. I got a call for a bid on an atrium, a full glass screened in porch. You know what I mean? It's really nice glass roof, glass side, really nice. Not no cheap vinyl one. This is all oak, fucking pressed beam. It's beautiful, man. Laminated beam. It's beautiful. And I roll up, and here's this dude getting ready to clean the driveway, and I'm sitting there bullshitting with him. He's like, "Hey, I met you before. You gave me your cards." I was like, "Yeah, did you give her my number?" He's like, "Yeah." So this is the guy, I've mentioned this before, this is the guy who's the dude that had all those nice-ass signs he put up, and some guy from a county over was coming around and ripping them down and putting his signs in place. And I was paying people. I went Facebook Live and took this guy's sign out of the ground because I caught him doing this to this dude. So I fucking went Facebook Live. I said, if anybody sees this sign right here, bring them to my house. I'll give you $5. Well, it ended up costing me fucking over $100. But all this dude's signs were yanked out of town, and this dude that I was not so much defending, but that's bullshit. There's plenty of work for all of us to do. You don't have to do that. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's neighborhoods I've been doing 3 houses in, and there's 300 houses in the neighborhood. I do 3 houses for a decade. Never got a call for another one out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No matter how hard I hit the pavement out there, they're just, I got my guy. You know what I mean? So you don't need to do shit like that to make money. So I was just trying to do this guy a solid because, man, shit, you're a local dude. Some guy's fucking stealing your signs. You worked your ass off for to make, and this guy's coming in and ripping them down. Well, I did that, and lo and behold, the karma was being repaid the whole time. I had no idea the dude was. I'm getting all these fucking calls, and it's because of him.
That's awesome.
He's like, yeah, I've given your number to like 10 or 15 people. I was like, dude, I've gotten a bunch of calls from new folks in this area that I don't normally get. I was like, I appreciate it. I had him give me a stack of cards. Like, give me a stack of your cards. Because I hate washing houses. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, no. I don't know how it is by you, but by me, dude, about 8 to 10 years ago, there was an explosion of pressure washers showed up. And then all them vehicles and trailers and flatbeds got changed into pressure wash, soft wash. Yeah. And now they're just beating each other. Oh, it's like, I don't know how it is by you, but lawn service is huge in Florida because it's year-round.
It is here.
Right. And you can't be at an intersection and there's not a lawn service with a 38-foot trailer behind it here. And now you look across from that trailer is another one carrying soft wash and pressure wash equipment. I mean, like, thankfully, window cleaning never took off.
That is a super duper saturated market, pressure washing. Super duper saturated.
Yeah.
I went and I invested a bunch of money in it. I almost went full, but I only went half in. I was gonna build a trailer. I was gonna buy a fucking tank. I was a reclaim unit. I was gonna go hard body, and I was like, no, let me just do it the simplest way I can with the least amount of money. And to try to see, and I'm glad I didn't, because now there's $99 fucking house wash guy and concrete guy, and then it's July, and now the $99 fucking concrete and soft wash guy has been replaced by the $89 concrete cleaning and soft wash guy. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing? Yeah. And then you got there's a couple of these new window cleaning companies here in town that are like really like just not charging a lot of money. You know what I mean? They're just not. It's send
them down here, dude. Because we didn't have very many new companies start up this year, like normal. You know what I mean?
these guys won't last. I don't think. Not with the way they're
Like,
pricing. They're gonna dick themselves here soon. I can already tell.
right.
Yeah, well, it depends on what their plan is. If the plan is for a one-man operation to go out and make a couple $100 a day, he'll be around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
If the plan is to sit in an office and hire people to do it, not really knowing how to do it themselves, it's doomed. You know, I mean.
Well, my whole thing
we have
is
a lot of come and go here.
I got a buddy that I was talking to about this weekend, and man, it's hard to even focus on that shit. I can't stress that enough to people. Like, if you're sitting around like obsessing over what this new window cleaning company is going to do in your town, you're going to fail. You got to go out and do your thing, man. You got to go out and do your thing. You can't sit around and worry about that shit. I don't like to do that. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
I did my,
until this guy starts snatching accounts from me, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Then I'll have to go break his fucking hands with a sledgehammer. See how well you can clean windows with a broken fucking hand. Sorry.
You know what's funny is I've always been known to be the guy that goes, like, we had an outlet mall open by us with about 75 stores, and if you know about an outlet mall, it's all corporate. You got Levi's in there. You got Coach handbags. So it's not franchised. I don't think it's pretty much outlets for giant corporations. So they're harder accounts to get, harder to get paid from. And a matter of fact, I got a request for bid on one, and basically it tells you we will pay $15 a cleaning twice a month. The tops. Wait a minute. You're telling me how much you're going to pay me to do this? That's not the way it works.
Right.
So how's that a request for quote? But anyway, I've been known to be the guy that, for instance, at that outlet mall with 75 stores, I go get the Whole Foods, and the Whole Foods is tremendous. It's twice a week. So, I meet another guy who's like, I got 35 of those stores over there. I'm like, good for you. I guarantee this Whole Foods pays me more than 35 of your jobs there. And he's like, you stay over here and I'll stay over there. I'm like, I'm not worried about you coming here, but you got it. I'm not interested. And the window cleaners here beat that job, beat those accounts up. I'll do it for $15 a cleaning. I'll do it for $7.50 a cleaning. Next thing you know, the customer's paying practically nothing. Right. And I was working in another mall where I have a movie theater, and it's, again, the biggest job in the mall. I'm not interested in the $20 a cleaning jobs all the time. Give me the big anchor in there. And I'm cleaning this movie theater, again, the biggest account in there, and I hear this, some kind of AC/DC or something blaring real loud. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm washing my movie theater, and it's getting closer. And I look over, and it's a guy in a little hatchback car, and he's washing a couple of the storefronts. As soon as he sees me, dude, this is the funniest shit. As soon as he sees me, and I'm watching him. You know how you watch behind you, looking into the window?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm using my peripheral, and he, as soon as he sees me, dude, he walks back to the car and pulls out this like 36-inch store-bought squeegee, right? Like, I'm a badass. Look at this tool, and I'm like, kidding me, dude, really? I just kind of look over him and nod, and he waves, and I'm like, I guess you don't do any transoms. And he's like, what? I go, the window above the door? You ain't getting it with that thing. Yeah, big squeegee, buddy. Look out! I got
my big squeegee out.
Yeah.
How about this, Kevin? Look at my big squeegee. That's a Kevin squeegee. That Aaron Bronow dude, he's you guys, the Bronow brothers, I'm talking about, the squeaky clean guys. He's got this fucking mop, dude. It looks like it's fucking wide as a sheet of plywood, man. And then he gets out an 18-inch squeegee afterwards. I'm like, I don't understand, man. You know what I mean? But well, you can't say nothing. He's Todd. I think Todd said something. Todd Flores like, hey man, you got to get yourself a gunslinger. And then dude's like, oh, I don't need nothing from that guy. And then Todd just went fucking like nuclear assault on the dude. I was just like, I don't think Aaron, he likes people commenting on his shit. The way he cleans, which is some people are like that. Like, man, keep your fucking opinion to yourself. You know what I mean? Some people are
we all get sensitive about our technique.
For sure. So I get what You know, but you can't. You got to expect it though, brother. You know what I mean? Because there's
Right.
fucking a bunch of opinionated dudes out there.
You got to throw yourself out there. You got to take the heat with the good with the bad.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I mean,
The funny thing is, you'll see somebody. Windows are all different sizes, but like commercial storefronts, they're kind of standard.
Yeah.
But whenever someone pulls out one of those giant squeegees, it's like on a 40-inch window.
Yeah.
So you could pull it twice with the 22, but they take this 36-inch squeegee and they pull it straight down. Meanwhile, they're totally soaked, and then they have like 2 inches of water to take off with that giant squeegee, and it's like,
and then dries off.
Hey, I just from personal experience, you don't really need nothing more than a 22, man. Just from my experience.
I use an 18.
Yeah,
That's
and
all I
I'm
use.
primarily an 18 guy myself, but the 22 it just for doing like my restaurants, that I do, the big one that it's big sheets of glass. I fucking blast through that shit. But yeah, I could use a 48-inch squeegee twice, but that's fucking so
well, that's
lame,
the thing.
dude.
If there's a big, my opinion is this: an 18 is the ultimate size. It's big enough to cut a window down, but if it takes 4 pulls with an 18 or 3 pulls with the 22, I use I'm short, so that going up on opposite side, I can hand reach it after the first one. So I like the 22. On high rise, 22 pretty much covers everything. One of my guys is an 18, won't use anything bigger, and the other one's a 22.
Well,
high rise.
I'm with you. I cut the top like you do, and that's the 22.
Yeah.
When I cut a top in with a 22, the way that I squeegee, when I cut into that top, I could take it off the pole and I could keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, if we're fucking cruising and it's hot outside, I'll keep the 22 on the pole and pull my 18 out to finish. So, you know what I mean? I'm not that transition. I'm not making that transition from the 22 to the hand back to the pole, to the hand back to the pole. I'm just cruising. So, but
I grew up in commercial storefronts, so I used to use the 24-inch sword bow a lot. But it's just coming back into it and being in residential, not doing as many commercial, you kind of lose your technique. You're going to lose your technique.
Yeah, but you know what else? What else, Tim, is a 24 when you're 18 years old, you go home and you go to sleep. A 24 when you turn 35 or 40, you go home with a sore elbow.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Try moving it all day long.
Yeah.
Well, I'm finally getting in a little bit in the commercial realm. We picked up a
Nice.
chain.
did you?
So, yeah. Guess we're going to take it because it's 15 at Golden Arches, McDonald's. So, getting into that business. So, I don't know. Not a big
Just
fan.
stay on. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's just,
I'll catch you up here on McDonald's. I'm whooping your ass. So
no, it's down here, man.
we're fighting.
It's down here. It's down here.
That's a warning goes out. A warning goes out to all of YouTube. Like, I will whoop your fucking ass.
I'm doing,
You gonna have to earn those. Each one you have to earn.
You won't catch me going any further north than Mount
Hey,
Vernon.
that's
I
cool.
promise.
Hey, dude, that's cool though. That's cool though.
Yeah.
You might be like, but in the wintertime you won't be.
I know, and
Wintertime is
I know
gonna be real nice for you. That's why I don't mind the extra being tired in the summertime, because in the wintertime that is super nice to have.
And we got the hours right now,
Good.
that we got the late hours now, so I mean we can keep going. Why not?
Cool, man.
Going back to Akron in like a week or two too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got
What are you doing up there?
Construction cleanup for a nursing home.
For a
So
nursing home.
yeah, I got it. We got into a local company that builds nursing homes all around Ohio, so we took walk and build. And then you all right? What's that?
I got, dude, my fucking back is. That's CBD. I went to Michigan. I got some CBD, non-psychoactive.
Non-psychoactive.
Yes,
it's like you guys don't have.
the CBD. And I tell you what, it makes me cough because I ain't used to this fucking how to work this thing.
Yeah.
But it fucking makes my shoulders stop hurting and my back stop hurting. CBD
You don't have
oil.
to-
I got the stuff. I got the stuff you spray under your tongue.
Oh yeah.
CBD oil.
Yeah.
It works good, man.
Dude,
it's kind of nasty tasting, but it works good.
Dude, it works. I'm not kidding. It's my
Yeah.
cousin's like, here, take this home with you. I was like, man, I can't do that. I won't be able to drive home. She's like, oh no, it won't do that. She's like, it's the
just
healing
oil.
effects only. I'm like, really? So I took, dude, it's fucking cool, man. It's cool.
Have you you don't have any dispensaries yet?
Fuck no.
No? We're getting
Hey, and I'm not
getting
signing up for that shit anyways, because they ain't taking my fucking right to bear arms away from me. Fuck that.
I just have my wife sign up.
Hey, that's smart.
Wait a minute. If you sign up for it, you lose your. You can.
Fuck yeah.
You can't carry anymore.
Yeah, you can't
See,
carry.
we don't
No
have that
fucking
here.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
You won't even be able to buy a gun legally anymore.
Nope.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's what it's part of the test.
Yeah.
Or the not the
Yeah.
test, the questions when you go to buy a firearm, it asks you right there, do you smoke marijuana? If you say yes,
Right.
you ain't getting that motherfucking gun, bro.
Nope.
I'm not doing.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Well, I
You
guess
guys
if I had cancer or something like that, then I would waive all my rights and use everything I could
Of course.
to benefit me, to heal me. You know what I mean?
Still have the gun if you got cancer. But
Right.
let me ask you:
Yeah.
you have a cool off period down there? Like,
Like-
well, here's the way it works in Florida. If you have a concealed carry permit, you can walk into a gun show, fill out the application. They do FBI background check, or into a gun store
Okay.
and walk out with your weapon about an hour later. If you don't have the concealed carry permit, it's a 5-day waiting period. So they still do your same background check, but it's called a cool down, meaning if you're there pissed off and you're going to go annihilate someone, you can't leave with the gun. You understand?
Right.
So like I can walk into gun show, fill out the paperwork, and in an hour or less, I'm out of there with my weapon
Yeah.
with me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but we don't have. You're talking about medical or recreational marijuana being legal there?
Yeah.
We got medical.
It's
Not
medical
here.
now.
Yeah, we have medical.
I don't. No, we don't yet. So that's why I hadn't heard anything about all that. You know?
We're waiting on the dispensaries to get built right now. I think Cleveland has a couple right now. Is what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it's
I
not
don't know.
it's not green. It's
Listen,
only
man.
oils and edibles is all
Listen,
it is.
man.
Yeah.
If it fucking does, I mean, I've seen a lot of shit on the internet. I've read a lot of shit. I know I know from personal experience with a family member that that shit does fucking help people out that have serious medical difficulties. You know, like if you have seizures and shit like that, like the person that I know does, that shit stops
Oh,
seizures.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
stops fucking
Dude,
seizures, man. You know?
I watched my next door neighbor that I knew for over 15 years, and at the time he was 60, and he had cancer of the throat, and by the time they found it, it was stage 4. And I'd go over just to visit him, and he'd be smoking out in the garage, and he'd be like, "Please don't judge me." And I'm like, "Dude, if I was you, I would be doing anything I possibly could to feel better, man. Just make yourself it." I have no issue with that. And he had to buy it illegally, which was sad. You know,
Right.
You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Well, they still want you to doing the opiates, man.
Oh, well,
still
that's
doing-
big. That's big fucking business, man. That's
It's big business.
big. Pills and shit. That's big business, man. Any kind of opioids. I mean, you got to just think we live. It's a prescription culture. Anything that goes wrong with anyone, there's a fucking pill for it. And not only is there a pill, but there's a pill that fucking makes that pill not as bad for you as you know what I mean, as it would be if you weren't taking the one pill. Now you're taking 2 pills, and then those 2 pills together give you another fucking thing that you got to take another pill for. You know what I mean? It's a dirty, endless cycle. Just legalize fucking pot and let people fucking medicate themselves how they see fit. It's none of fucking nobody's business. If you can go to any fucking street corner in the United States of America and pick up a bottle of fucking vodka and you can't go buy a joint, that's a fucking problem in my eyes.
Yep.
At this day and age,
Yeah.
with all we fucking know scientifically, you mean to tell me that people still think when you smoke weed it makes you crazy and you know,
Too much money involved,
it's
man.
just and you're going out and fucking, you know, the pastor's daughter as soon as you get high, you know, let's go find women and impregnate them.
I'll tell you
From
what.
what
I would
remember,
rather drive down-
I remember, I fucking like all I want to know is where's all the hot dogs and how can I eat them all?
Right.
All I remember is
tell
it
you
makes
what.
food taste better, sex feel better, and everything stops hurting when you use this shit. So
Right.
Yeah.
And Kevin the window cleaner becomes interesting.
yes. So
Yes.
if it can do that,
That was
it's a
brilliant.
miracle drug. If it makes him entertaining, you guys know there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing could be wrong with that stuff.
Right. They got, well, you think about it, the Suboxone they're putting these guys on is what, a 4 to 5 year wean time?
Yeah.
They don't want anything to interrupt that, man.
No.
That's opioids.
Yeah.
They're selling opiates right there.
Yeah.
You know? Come
Yeah.
on.
It's
They don't
crazy,
want,
man.
they don't want that 4 to 5 years interrupted.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
crazy, dude. Mark, I just realized that Mark's not. Mark's fucking been in half the camera the whole time. Hopefully, I can fix
Which
that.
way?
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry, Mark. I don't
That's
realize
all
it until it's too late, and then Mark's like watches the podcast, and then he'll text me the next day. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me I was showing half my face the whole time? You fucking asshole." He's done that like 3 times
That's all
now. Dickhead, why don't you tell me only half my face is showing?
That's hilarious.
That's all. It's all good. So you put up a video about working on Saturdays, man. I'll tell you what. I worked last Saturday, but I didn't work this Saturday. I can't stand. If you work a Saturday, it's like you don't get any weekend. You know?
Yeah, it's
I like-
man. We don't get any weekend. It sucks. It does. But up here we take a good 2 months off, 3 months off for winter. So
Yeah.
you kind of take it up then.
I
guess.
don't have any. I do not have a weekend off from April till September. I got to work every Saturday fucking morning, every Saturday morning.
Right.
Until my schedule slows down enough to where I could take the shit I'm doing on Saturdays and do it through the week. I need to get a hold of that fucking lady, dude. I forgot all about it.
Which one?
The Nanovations lady. I gotta get a hold. I need that stuff. I fucking
Margarita?
I screwed the pooch and forgot to call her. The guy texted me tonight. He's like, "Have you gotten a hold of them?" I'm like, "Oh." I was like, "No, I will in the morning." Jesus. Dude, this last week was fucking crazy, man. I don't know how me and Jeremy did what we did, but we did it. I don't know how. I don't know how we did it, but oh my God. And he actually sent me an email Friday evening. He's like, "Everything looks great." I'm like, God, I'm so glad he said that, because if there was anything the matter, I was gonna flip out, because I was like, actually, we moved very quickly, but there was a couple of spots I was like, man, this is not gonna pass muster. It's got it's like black glass, and it's got aluminum frames around them. You know, the wide, like 3.5-inch aluminum frames with the rubber gaskets, and it's got this gray all the way around the window, about this far out, all the way around it. It just looks like shit.
Yeah.
And I told him, he's like, "Oh, that looks bad." He's like, "Can't you scrape that off?" And I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
It's a halo. We call that halo.
Yeah, they're all haloed. He wants me to scrape it off with a razor. He's like, "You can't razor that off." I'm like, "I prefer not to."
Right.
He's like, "Well, what do you do?" I was like, you got to rub on that. You can't scrape on that. You got to rub on that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I know how to do to fix it. It was brass wool the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Soap the windows and brass wool the shit out of them. That's the only thing I know how to do. I mean, Mark Tanner probably has a fucking 9-step process to make it brand new again. But that shit's fucking difficult to deal with, and he's just like, wants me to just wash them clean. That doesn't work that way. I was like, they're, I'd say maybe 3 foot by 3 foot squares, or maybe, 36-inch, 32-inch by 32-inch around in there, squares, and they're stacked 5 high. And then, like, 10 long. You know, it's this big-ass piece of wall of glass. You know what I mean? The amount of time I'd have just trying... I'd probably spend more time fixing that than I would cleaning all the fucking windows. You know what I mean?
But see, here's the thing. Once you figure it out, then you're golden, because you're doing something that not everyone else can do.
Yes.
You know, and then you figure out faster ways to do the same thing that you accomplished in 4 hours.
Right.
You can do it in 2.
Right.
You know, I mean, look.
Well, this dude, this is my problem. He wants me to fix it, and I just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know I can, but the way I know how to do it, he's not going to pay me for it. You know,
Right.
he's not going to pay me for that labor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if it was a little more efficient, I would, I'd be like, hey, because I really feel like, because they don't want to replace that glass. This is a state facility. They don't want to replace that glass. If I can get them, like Mark, I try to attack that kind of issue the way Mark kind of put it in my head, is like, if you can fix it without them having to replace it, that's probably going to save them money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Of course it is. Well, here's the thing. The best restoration jobs you could ever get are the ones where they are ready to replace it. Okay? Those are the home run ones, and they don't come along all the time because, I mean, I had one over by me that I went and did a polished section of it, and they were like, wow, it looks amazing. And I said, you got 100 of them. I said, how about we do them for $100 a piece? That's $10,000. And I'm like, the first thing you tell them is it's not window cleaning. If it's window cleaning, any Joe Blow driving by with a bucket in the truck will fix it.
Right.
I said, and I can tell by looking at this, you've had other guys here because there's scraper marks, there's steel wool marks, there's polish marks. I mean, I'm not the last effort, but what I'm explaining to you is that it's not window cleaning. It's a whole nother animal. Mm-hmm. And if you want it fixed, it's going to cost you $10,000. But that's maybe 10 panels. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get 100 perfect windows, okay? And then, you would only be able to buy 10 of them for the cost of that. So look what I'm saving you. You got to kind of approach it like that.
Right.
But at the same time, yeah. But you know what? Another thing I've learned is there's a point in time, like that particular job, they'll live with it. They've been looking at it already for 10 years. They'll look at it for another 10. They don't care. It's just not worth spending $10,000 on because they weren't going to replace the windows. They were just like, let's see if we can get it better. I mean, and I'm kind of the theory, better. Anyone can get it better.
Yeah, and that's my thing is I don't want to fucking dick with it unless you want me to dick with it. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to put out the extra effort, and I don't want to risk putting all that labor into this to get, and then you guys not being satisfied with it, or not satisfied, but not really want. I mean, because if I give you the price to do this, if you don't want me to do it, you just don't. You know what I mean? It's like why come to me with the want for it to be better, but not want to pay for it to be better? You know what I mean?
Here's the best way to handle it. Okay, you go to the guy. Listen, let me try a couple different things. Let's see what we can do with it, okay? Now he's open to it. And you're not going to charge him for the sample. And you try a couple different methods, and you get it to come off, and you make it look good, and you just tell him, listen, this is what I can do with it. I attacked one of the worst ones, so, everything else should be either better or as equal to this or, possibly as good as this. And
Mark,
he'll say, okay, but see, what you got to get through your head is now you know how long it took you. Yeah. And it could be a bear.
Yeah.
Some stains fight back.
Yeah.
But say, okay, it took me an hour. I want to get $100 for that. Okay. So now you got 10 of them. Like I'll tell you a story. I'm dealing with one right now that are $100 a piece windows. And then they started tallying them up and there was like 30. And I go, I'll tell you what, let's make a deal here. I'll do the first 10 for $100 a piece. Everyone thereafter is only $75. Now all of a sudden, because I saved them some money, they're excited about it. They say, you know what, that sounds very fair. So, but then I say, but here's the thing. I want the maintenance on this. I know you don't have somebody because if you had someone, this wouldn't be happening. Okay, we could talk about that. So this was an account, a very, very exclusive club in Palm Beach that I did a sample for them. They approved the 100 window for the first 10, 75 thereafter. And then they said, come back, we want to show you something else. I go there, out of my way, and the guy's like, just send me a text when you get here. I send him a text. I wait a half hour. He doesn't come out, right? So I get in my truck and I leave, right? About a month later, I get an email from him that I could show you. It's funny as hell. I showed it to my wife. It says, Mark, sorry we've been giving you the runaround. We just got a lot going on. I didn't mean to make you wait for a half hour. I got all your texts saying, I got to go. Come back out. And I go, this motherfucker wastes my time again. I'm going to be pissed. Friday of this week, last Friday, I go there. They bring me around the back. And he says, now, these windows are smaller. I said, we're not talking about size here. because some are going to fight back and take longer than others. We'll do these for 75 apiece. I said, but we need to talk about the maintenance. And he goes, we got to go inside for that. They bring this old man out, look like Burgess Meredith. He says to me, what are you here for? I tell him. He goes, I've been meaning to talk to you. He says, because they can't get it through their head here that if we're on the beach and they're not maintaining this, and that's why it looks like it does. Is that correct? I said, absolutely. He says to me, off the top of your head, what are you looking for as maintenance? And I looked at this job. 2 guys can do it in about 3/4 of a day. I said, off the top of my head for the exterior, $600 a cleaning. He goes, $600 a cleaning? Are you sure you can do it for $600 a cleaning? And I go, yes, sir. He says to me, okay. He says, we're in season 7 months out of the year, and then the rest of the year, we only want it once a month. I go, well, what do you want it during season? He goes, I want you here every week, and it has to be on a Wednesday. And I'm like, I just hit it out of the park with that.
Right.
You know, so in season, he'll get 4 cleanings. That's $2,400 right there. You know. So now I got to figure out how I'm going to get this done. But so someone that was giving me the runaround and bullshitting, I actually start their restoration tomorrow. I'll be there for 3 or 4 days. And then as soon as they have their hurricane shutters up, as soon as they pull them down, we get to start the maintenance. And it'll be, you know, and he says, you'll like working with me. And I go, you seem to be good to work with. He goes, we pay our bills. I started laughing. I go, you must know I've been around for a while, fighting to get paid. But sometimes, you know, it just works out. And the reason my foot got in the door for the maintenance was because of the restoration. Because I'll tell him, well, who better to maintain it than the guy that knows how to fix it?
Right.
You know, same thing with that guy, TJ. Do one of them. Take your time. Do one of them and say, look.
Well, I was going to say, I was going to have him pick one out. And like, you know what? How about you just pick one out, whatever one you want, and I'll clean. I'll make sure I'll clean that one for you to, you know, and then you can make your decision from there. I'll know how long it'll take me to fix it. And you'll know what it'll look like in the end. And then I was thinking maybe I could sell him on that fucking that slippery doodah film, that Nanovations. Sell them on that too to keep it at bay. And you know, I'm trying to open up new avenues for myself. I was going the other direction, like we kind of talked about. I don't know if it's in the podcast or not, but the pressure washing stuff, getting into that. I'm going to stick strictly to glass. I'm just going to do glass and glass restoration. That's what I want to do, too. I want to be just like Mark when I grow up.
Now's not the time to get into pressure washing.
I want to be just like Mark Tanner when I grow up. Just like him.
If you grow up,
I'm working. I am working right now on getting myself a life-proof case so I can start recording farts in the shower. That's how serious I am taking this. That is how serious I am taking this.
Yeah, well, you got to drink a lot of apple juice before you go to bed.
Apple juice. Apple juice, huh? That's the secret, is apple juice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For me, it does. Tears me open, boy. Build tremendous pressure.
So what are you doing,
is he
Tim?
in there laughing? Why is your husband laughing in the shower again?
Huh? What are you doing, Tim? Why are you on the fucking phone, bro?
Just catching up, man.
We're only on here because of you, dude.
Me?
Yeah, he won't fucking leave me alone about getting on a podcast. It's like, dude, it's like one of those girlfriends you can't get rid of. You know what I mean? It's like,
I'll be more of them as we're out of season now, man.
I would like. It would be nice if you could get on with me and Mark. You know what I mean? Me and Mark can only talk about so much. We need another guy to say something to. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you're gonna get Jamie on the podcast. And Josh on the podcast.
Oh yeah. Hey man. She kind of made it clear that it probably wouldn't be until like the dead of winter, which is cool, you know.
Yeah.
But I'd be open to that. Jamie's fucking awesome, man. She's the fucking, she rocks it out, man, on them fucking peace ladders. That chick ain't no fucking joke, man. She ain't
watching
no fucking
that
joke,
UK
dude.
USA, man.
That chick's fucking serious business, dude.
Don't put me next to her.
You know who we're talking about, right, Mark? You know who we're talking about, Jamie?
Yeah, I have one of her shirts.
So do I.
Traded.
Yeah. She's cool as fuck, man. She's cool as fuck, and she's legit, man.
Her and Carrie Gunther.
Carrie Gunther, yeah, both them chicks are making, I mean, serious moves. You know what I mean? No bullshit.
Yeah.
And that Carrie, she's a fucking gangster on a ladder too, man. I'm like, wow, check y'all out, shit.
She's doing things
I can't get on them stack ladders as high as Jamie and her crew does though, because that's, I mean, I'm 250. You know what I mean? I can't fuck around on that, cuz. I need them big heavy ass ladders. I need that big 40. I can't have it. Go ahead.
The funny thing, to my knowledge, and I think I'm pretty correct on this. On the piece ladders, 5.5 pieces is the legal limit, which is actually only 35 feet.
That's what I've heard. Yes.
Okay, so Jamie Poulin could put up 12 pieces of ladder.
Yeah, and nobody would say a fucking word. No. Every one of them dudes would be like, man, she's so great. If I did that shit, they'd be like, oh, she's coming to get you. Them motherfuckers would call the law. They would call the law on me if they fucking see me post a picture like that on Facebook. Jamie does it. Yeah. Dude, she's dreamy, bro. But I don't really.
I'm not going up 12 stack ladders, man.
I don't look. I don't look at it. I don't look at either one of those women that way. I'm impressed by them as window cleaners. The whole being a chick thing has nothing to do with it.
They have no fear.
I mean, both of them are legit window cleaners. That's not no bullshit going on there. That's legit.
I'll tell you, we have a company here that a lot of us, Casnocha worked for them. I worked for them. A lot of the local guys worked for them. And there was a Latin guy, I don't remember his name, but he had 6.5 or 7 pieces out, and one of the yokes where they overlap onto the pin snapped. And Kaz Nocher was there. He said, man, it sounded like a bomb went off. I didn't know what it was. And it broke right in the middle, and he came down, and he's got like 7 pins in his leg because of it. So, and the owner of the company has that snapped yoke in the office. It's sitting there as a reminder. Look, if you're going to climb 5.5 pieces, you know, put the half piece, if you have one, because you can't get it anymore, in the middle so it stiffens it up. And be careful, because anything more than that, it's going to give. It's going to break. You know, might not on this climb, but it might on the next. And they're just not made for that height.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, right now, we had a wooden one. I used to climb. It was 5 pieces. That thing was a rickety fucking piece of shit, but I got on it. Nope. You know what I mean? We had an aluminum set. It was only 3 pieces. But we're bigger. I'm a bigger guy. You know what I mean? I'm not 5 foot tall like Mark. You know what I mean? And I don't weigh 13. I don't weigh 13 pounds like Tim. You know what I mean? I'm 5'11", 225 of pure white chocolate. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough. It is tough for me to trust a stack ladder past 3 at my weight. You know what it's just me. I don't know. I'll carry that heavy ass aluminum 40-foot ladder before I put out 5 pieces for my big ass to get on. Yeah. It's not happening. Yeah. it's not happening.
It's the comfort. We get too comfortable with our ladders. If you're on ladders like we are, you're going to get hurt. There's just at some point you are going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You are. You guys know Ron. You know, TJ, you've talked to him in the Messenger, and I think you've talked to him in Messenger, Mark, about that.
Yeah.
That's the guy that trained me. So he's back in 2002, he fell, swan dive backwards off a 24-foot ladder. He was out for 6 months, man.
What did he do?
He got to the top rung, went to put his washer mitt up on the window, and a swarm of bees came at him, and it just kind of, he went back, went like this, spooked him a little bit. I think he sheared 2 vertebrae on the way down on the ladder, and then he hit his left shoulder here. He hit the grass, thank God, about 1.5 feet away from concrete.
Fuck.
His left arm went around so hard it came around, broke his right hip. But he's all metal, his left arm.
Can I tell you guys something? And I'm not, I'm probably jinxing myself, but I haven't had an accident on a ladder yet.
Oh, I've had 4, not major. I mean, blown ulnar nerves, sprained ankles, a fracture to the foot here. But other than that, it wasn't anything like major. You know what I mean? Not like Ron, or not like some of these guys that are falling in the hospital for 6 months.
Right. I'm
That's just it's
fucking
scary
like
when
it,
you
dude.
get-
But I'm
we
like
do
fucking a
stupid
tight
shit,
ass on
though.
a ladder, though. You know what I mean? I don't.
But there's times when you're comfortable and you think I can do that, and you
Mm.
don't, or you don't place that ladder just right. I've rode down ladders and woke up in the hospital. I knocked myself out once riding down a ladder. So I mean, it's when you're too comfortable on there.
Super sketchy if you're not tentative to what you're doing. You got to stay inside your
Right,
game. I'm not saying I haven't had any near accidents where like I had to bail or you know what I mean.
right,
I've had
right,
to
right.
bail a couple times. You know what I mean. But I could. There's been several occasions where I've seen ladder accidents, and I'm just like, holy fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably
Yeah.
put the fear of Jesus in me, you know what I mean, when it comes to ladders, because I've seen some
Yeah.
fucked up shit, you know what I mean? And so it's like, man, I'm always extra careful, but I've still had a couple of instances where I had to fucking bail. I had to, or I was gonna fucking fall and hurt myself. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, Tim. Of the 4 ladder accidents you've had, have you been solo, all by yourself?
Yeah. Oh no, the one I wasn't. But that was I thought I had a guy actually sitting. That's where I blew my ulnar nerve. I thought I had a guy actually down there. It was just a buddy I took in to work with me that day.
Yeah.
And
But
so I
was he
came up.
holding the ladder?
No. So I came up. I
That's my
didn't
point.
look. Yeah, I didn't look, and then I put my foot on
You
the
gotta
ladder. And
have.
he's out on his cell phone in the truck, and the ladder just slid down. So I jumped up on the roof, and I don't know if you've. When you blow that ulnar nerve, you feel it. It's the worst burning. I blew it
Well,
right out of that cartilage. So it sits on.
I had I explained my ladder accident on the last podcast where I had ladders 4.5, I believe, come out from under me on a wet tile floor early
Yeah.
in the morning, and I woke up while they were strapping me to a backboard, and then woke up again in the hospital. I took a blast because I landed on my ass, and my head must have blasted the concrete because the tile because I have a perfect starburst. It's about they call it a starburst at the hospital, but it was probably 2.5 inches in diameter, and it just blew the skin out like this. So, of course, the hair didn't grow back. Every time I go get a haircut, if it's a new guy, what happened here? I said, oh, lightning strikes. I got hit in the head by fucking lightning. Really? This guy got hit in the head by lightning, and he survived. Like, pretty tough, man.
I had a 4-foot ladder knock me out.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
4-foot step ladder knocked me out, man. I went to do a ranch little home, and I get up on that 4-foot ladder, and I just put the ladder down. These guys put like a cardboard or like a particle board over their where the basement window is, right? Where you got that little thing. So I didn't see it because it's covered with leaves, and I just put my ladder there, and I get up, climbing up, and it snaps, and next I wake up, and I'm in this thing, and yeah, that was brutal. Stupid.
Well,
It doesn't matter
there's
how
about
far up you are.
They say there's over 300,000 ladder accidents a year, and obviously not all of them. Only a small percentage are fatal, but some of the fatal ones are from 3- and 4-foot step ladders.
Right.
You'd be surprised what can happen.
Tim says
You don't
that
have
all
time
the
to
time.
think.
Tim says that all the time in group to guys like, that's the most dangerous ladder you have on your truck.
It is. 4 foot is
Like,
the most dangerous ladder you
but
have.
fucking Tim's ladders, the ladders that Tim's use, I would never get on one of those fucking things, dude. No way. You're a
I've got
bad
this Gorilla
motherfucker. Huh?
I got this Gorilla ladder, dude. It is sturdy as hell, man.
Is it good?
It is so. Oh yeah, it's 375 Gorilla ladder. It's a 20.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 375 rated, man. This thing is solid. There's no creaks or anything like those Warners because those Warners are better in the middle.
You got to be a man to set that thing up, boy.
Dude, it's a beast.
I've been using the same 24-foot ladder since 2006.
Yeah, I'm gonna work. I'm gonna get mine going back again.
I got, dude, I gotta replace that ladder. It's probably past its failure rating, I'm sure. The OSHA police are already on its way. You know what I mean? But it's trusty. You know what I mean? That's $1 million ladder, I would think. I bet you $1 million. No, I'm not kidding. Think about all the times I've set that ladder up since I started cleaning windows. That's the ladder I've been using the whole time. I bought the company. I took the ladder with me.
Right.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Are the treads? The treads are probably shiny. They don't have the grooves in them anymore.
They're a little slick. They're a little slick,
Dude.
and they got divots in the stairs from where the hooks have sat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When I worked with that same other guy, we had we had the
You guys are
we
gonna
had
be
this
reading.
job.
You guys are gonna be reading a story from my wife on Facebook. TJ's big dumb ass fell on that crickety fucking ladder that you guys are talking about on the podcast. I hope everyone's happy.
Yeah. But I worked with this guy. He had old set of section ladders that didn't have the pins in them that you're supposed to lock the pieces together, which the older ones don't, and the newer ones it's an option, and it's hit or miss if you want them or not. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but we had 6 pieces out. I was young, and we had to climb up on one climb to do a sliding glass door because we were water fed poling them, and we can't get behind the bars, but we just really rinse it and hope it would fly. And on one unit, it didn't. So he's like, we got to go back and fix, this apartment on 3A or whatever, right? So we go there, and I see him. He's got, he was a big guy, so he's got 6 pieces of ladder in his hands, and I'm just falling behind him with the bucket, and I'm looking at this like, this is some sketchy shit. I go, well, you're going to foot it, right? And he goes, yeah. And then he knew what he was doing. He sets the ladder up. I climb up there, put the ladder on it was one of those patios that the railing glass is this far from you couldn't walk out on the patio.
Yeah.
So you didn't fall out the sliding door.
Right.
Anyway, so I go, dude, you need help setting that up? Nope, I can set it up. And he got it up there all by himself. I climb up. I wash the 2 sliders. I reach between the bars. I climb back down. I grab my bucket out of the way because he's going to take the ladders down. And we do it. One guy pulls them down. The other guy takes the sections away. Right? He's like, just stand out of the way. So I'm just kind of standing there looking around. I hear this ting, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Well, he pulls the base out, and the top had the V groove in it. And on the side with the V groove, that V groove is like 3/8 of an inch thick. Well, the V groove hung up on the railing, okay? Just like this much of it. And the ladder came apart. So now, on the 3rd story, there's this ladder dangling from this much. Right? So I go, how the fuck did you do that? I mean, how is that fucking possible? You couldn't do that again in 20 years. And he's looking at me like, what are we going to do? So I go, well, we're going to have to knock it down somehow. And he says, let's just go knock on the door and see if we can bring it into the apartment. So we go up there. Of course, no one's home. And I'm just looking at this thing. I'm like, if a bird farts 50 feet away from it, it's coming down a fucking javelin.
Rocket, yeah. Fucking rocket, dude, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was one of the 8-foot headpiece. It wasn't the 5-6 footer. It was an 8-footer. So I go, look, you got the water fed pole in the truck? No. Damn. Okay, I'm trying to I want to throw a rock, break a fucking window to get this thing down. Finally, he sets the rest of the ladders up next to it, and he just hits it from the side. That thing came down. It literally went straight down, and it went down to the first rung. So it was standing straight up in the ground. He's looking at it going, okay. And I'm like, he's like, don't tell everybody about this. And I go, you fucking kidding me? I'm like, how the fuck did that happen,
dude? I've seen some sketchy shit with ladders, man. I've seen some really sketchy shit in my day. I don't know, maybe that's why I'm so, fucking my Aunt Tammy, man. God damn it. My Aunt Tammy will not leave me alone.
Well, that's probably, maybe something's up.
No. They're at the campground getting funky right now, and they want to talk to me. That's what it is. That's what they do. They get shit-faced around 10:30, 11 o'clock. They'll call me. It only happens a couple times a year, but man, is it like relentless.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, dude, I'm doing my podcast. Leave me alone.
That's probably why they're calling. You shouldn't tell them.
Yeah, well, listen. They can't be told otherwise. These women there's no reasoning with these women.
Yeah. Well, you're just a chick magnet, TJ. That's all you're stuff. Oh, man.
So what's up? You guys don't have nothing to talk about? I mean, I stopped talking for 1 fucking second, and neither one of you yums got shit to say. Tim ain't been on the podcast in 9 years and ain't got nothing to fucking say. Let's talk about how and this is going to be a bad topic. Mark Tanner's probably not going to want to be involved in this, but let's talk about how Window Cleaning Resource is the biggest fucking ripoff in the whole fucking industry. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how those guys. You don't have to be. You don't just sit there and listen. These guys are a bunch of fucking bozos, and they charge too much fucking money for shit. And they're little girls. They go into people's instant messages and shit, talking shit. Fucking, they're turds, man. Those guys are turds. And that there is a new segment. They don't like outlaw. Yeah, this is a new segment for me right there, and this is the end of it on how Window Cleaning Resource fucking sucks. And that's brought to you by Outlaw Window Cleaner, where we all say that Window Cleaning Resource fucking sucks.
Yeah, stay out of people's messages.
Yeah, they're rip-off artists, and their company president likes to fucking get into people's private messages and cry and shit. Quit crying, ho.
You know what,
bitch? You know what?
I only had. You know what? You know what?
I fucking love you, Mark.
When you're not really taking it anyway.
I fucking love you, Mark Tanner. I love you so much. Mark Tanner is a fucking national treasure, and no one knows it. And that's the shitty thing. And I am glad that I am capable of bringing Mark Tanner to the world. And even if it's just in a small way, it's gonna touch a few lives, and they'll be better for it. Because Mark Tanner is the god of all farts. And Fords. and Fords. Go ahead. You may continue.
Window are notoriously cheap. I mean, let's agree to that. You're in a business that you can be, you can get a bucket for free, or for a couple bucks at the sub shop. Okay, right. You can choose to go to Home Depot, and for less than $100, you can have an extension pole, 18 mop, 18 squeegee. Mm-hmm. Okay. And they piss and moan that rubber's expensive now and everything else. So my question would be, if they're all this cheap, which they are, why are they buying from the same supplies from a supplier that's charging them 20 to 30% more? It just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Mark even sees it.
Yeah, cause Facebook, bruh. That's what it is. Cause Facebook. They own social media marketing. When it comes to window cleaning tools on social, they own it. That's their shit.
Yeah.
That's their thing. They've taken over Facebook and turned window cleaning, and it's kind of like a gimmick now. I mean, where you got guys like Kevin the fucking window sometimes cleaner. You get guys like that, or Eric Bland, fucking guys that are just imitators. Now, I will say this. I will say this though. I'm not saying that neither one of those guys there that I just mentioned can't be good at what we do or what they're trying to do. I'm not saying there's no hope for those guys. Just don't fucking fake it till you make it. Just get out there and do it. My whole issue with WCR is that that dude he's a fucking clown, man. You know what I mean? You're a clown, dude. Your hood ornament fucking on YouTube, your 5,000 plus subscriber guy, that fucking hood ornament of yours, he's a fucking clown too, man. Oh, both of y'all's clown shoes. Can I say something about that shit you showed me?
Not yet.
Okay. Either way, I won't. But either way, that dude's a fucking clown, bro. That dude is clown shoes. All those dudes are fucking clown shoes. Chris Lamborghini's, fucking Luke the window cleaner, fucking both clown shoes, man. Clown shoes, those fucking guys. Clown shoes. Well, I mean, what the fuck are they gonna do? I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to be an asshole or not, but everyone acts like these dudes are like the fucking mafia, like the Gambino family of window cleaning. I don't give a fuck about those fucking dudes. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? Take my podcast away? I don't think so. You know what I mean? I will say whatever the fuck I want to say. You don't like it, don't listen. Your minions don't like it, they ain't gotta fucking listen. You know what I mean? The guys, if 5 guys are listening to this every fucking week, then I'm going to do it for the next 10 years for those 5 guys. How's that sound? And then you guys can listen to it intermittently and then cry about it. I haven't even started to market it. I haven't even started to market my podcast. Right. I've actually been approached by someone to fucking advertise on this podcast, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
That is
I
awesome.
don't like the way I don't like it, so I ain't doing it. So, anyways,
That's even better.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, I could easily done it, but I didn't. But
Right.
anyways, if you don't like what we're doing, then don't fucking pay attention. Because you think that we're sitting around talking about you. It's just, oh my God. Will you fuck? I'm going to turn this phone off. I swear to God.
And let's just talk to Aunt Tammy.
No, we cannot listen to him. We can't talk
Hey,
to Aunt
baby.
Tammy or Aunt Jackie. It's not.
I'd like to speak
Yeah.
to Tammy.
Hey, Aunt Tammy. Hey,
I gotta stop laughing if I'm gonna do this.
hey.
Hey, Tammy. I see you're at the trailer park.
Yeah.
In the trailer park.
Trailer park, yeah.
Tammy
Wanna
from the
see my
trailer park.
squeegee?
I
I got a big squeegee, Tammy.
Squeegee. Yeah. Squeegee.
Hey, Tammy.
I gotta,
Ever done a
I gotta
cartoon
get-
before?
Dude. But like I was saying, I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole, and I don't want to put you in a particular spot, you know what I mean? But
Dude, I don't buy from them. I don't even. Look,
dude, they're
I bought
fucking,
from
dude,
them.
they're, you know what? I'm not saying that what they're doing can't be good, but what you're charging too much fucking money for shit. That markup.
Well, they have to.
They have to, though. I get it. They have to, though. And people are like,
they
why
have
do you?
to because
Go ahead.
they're drop shipping either from the manufacturer or from another supplier. I told you I bought 7 items over the next 10 days. I got 1 item a day shipped from ABC, shipped from Jay Racenstein. Look, I got no issue with ABC. They get product to my door in 3 days. Detroit Spungs gets product to my door in 4 days. Okay? WCR got product to my door over 6 products in 7 days over 2.5 weeks. That to me, I want my shit now if I'm going to buy it. And that's it, you know. And I got, like I said, some of my stuff came from ABC in an ABC package. I'm like, well, I could go to directly ABC. What do I need you marking up and
Right.
selling it to me? And you never put your hands on it. It's shipped from ABC. You know,
They make markup.
This is my problem, and guys are like, "Why does it bother you? So what they're saying is like, you see this? These guys going out back and whacking guys in the fucking legs and stealing their wallets. Why do you have to say anything about it?
Right.
Why are you saying? Why are you? It's none of your business. Just keep walking. No, dude. If you got a bunch of fucking yum-yums trying to be window cleaners and they get into this group and they go out like yum-yums getting charged $9 gajillion for a squeegee rubber, and then they're going out and charging $3 for a fucking a house on the outside, I mean, it's just a trickle-down effect of retards, you know what I mean? And we all got to deal with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop breeding
Well,
stop breeding fucking idiots into window cleaning, man. You know what I mean? It's
No.
all it's like all disinformation, like fucking Nazi rules over there. You know what I mean? Like you say one thing about a competing product, or hey, you could, this is a little bit better than this, and it just happens to be something they don't carry. They'll kick you out of their fucking little group.
How's Luke going to handle this being reached in Kansas City? That is kind of interesting, isn't it? Like, you have the future of cleaning, basically. Mm-hmm. The guy innovating our tradition. Nobody's innovating like this guy is right now. You know what I mean? Nobody's
they
coming
never
out with
have,
products.
and they never will. No.
Right.
Right. It's not about innovations now. It's about evolving a product line, which no one else in my 30 years of window cleaning has ever done.
Right.
As far as taking a product and just altering it to make it a little better, altering it to make it work for your specific application. It was always buy another one. But I like the old one better. Well, you can't get the old one anymore. You're only getting the new one. And that's the difference is, look, you have to look at it like this. If Perry is successful, which he appears to be, and he's in none of the magazines, he's not selling through anyone else other than the website.
Right.
And obviously this storefront he's opening, that's got to say something.
Windows 101.
That's got to say something. Yeah. He's got stuff in Windows 101 with Manny. But think about it. All the big distribution is not his stuff. So he's able to keep putting money back in.
Look what happened when he did. Look what fucking those dudes. Look what they did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at it like this. If Richie Blue came up with the product, okay, his story from what I recall was I think I spoke to him on the phone personally on this one, and I'm sure he won't mind me sharing. He had a lot of trouble getting someone to sew gunslingers because it was so tedious, and 2 or 3 commercial sewing outfits told him there's no money to be made making these because it's so much that has to go into it. You're not going to be able to sell them for enough. We're not interested in sewing them. And right. I don't think it was a last-ditch effort, but it was one of his efforts at the end, through frustration, went to Perry, and they linked it up. My point is this, that there's also an outlet for someone such as a Richie Blue to go to Perry and say, hey, let's put this on the map. Mm-hmm. And I love Unger, I love Edere, I love Sorbo, or as Richie would say, Zorbo. Okay? Point being, you go to them and bring them a product and watch what happens. They'll take your shit and you'll be kicked to the curb.
Right.
So, the vehicle for product development is there, and Richie found that, and that's brilliant. And the fact that they're working together, as a partnership, is amazing. That took a guy that was sewing shit in his fucking garage, with some old sewing machine or whatever he bought,
right?
Put it into reality, so that says a lot for both Richie and for Perry.
Yeah.
Like I said, you go to Unger with that.
Stop for 1 second. I'm going to read this for you guys. You guys are like, hey, why don't you have your Aunt Tammy on? I'm going to read you the text message she just sent me. Bitch, I will fucking throat punch you. You want me on the podcast or you're done reading before I hit send button. That's what she just sent me. Word for word. Bitch, I will fucking throat punch you. You want me on the podcast or you're done. Reading before you hit send but is what she said. I mean, that tells you... That's all you need to know. The only thing she got out was, I'm going to throat punch you, bitch. That's all she got. My Aunt Tammy she's a really nice, classy lady, believe it or not, but I've actually witnessed her headbutt another woman in the mouth. So
that's awesome.
She's they're from Detroit. They're from Michigan, man. They're right, that's a little different up there. It's a little different up there. Wonderful ladies. They're the most wonderful, most giving, loving women you'll ever meet in your entire life. But if you're not on their good side, watch the fuck out, because you think you're facing just the one in front of you. There's one in the back of you with a knife getting ready to cut your ass. You know what I mean? So they're fucking savages up there. And she will literally try to fight me. So she's my aunt, but she's only 11 years older than I am. So. Your aunt's like a
does she have big thingies or something?
Yeah, she got big things. I got TV for my Bungholio.
Hey, Tammy. How's it going?
You're so good at that, man.
Have you seen Trailer Park Tammy yet? You have to check her out.
Who's Trailer Park Tammy?
She's some Facebook lady, but she's
yeah,
it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that chick that walks around with the cigarette hanging out.
Yeah, the one with the cops didn't want to pull her over, and then she ended up pulling over the cops, then making him take her out on it. And shit.
That's right.
Yeah, it's hilarious as hell. It's just funny.
Dude, I saw a video. My kids are into the video so much that it was called Rolling Coal, and these guys take their diesel trucks and overfuel them.
Yeah.
And there was a protest on the corner. It was a Trump protest, and all these people are lined up on the sidewalk, and they got banners, and I mean, there must have been 75 people here. And this guy pulls up in a Dodge diesel, the old school 12-valve Dodge Cummins, and he's sitting there, and they're like, horns are starting to blow because he must be turning up the fuel. And dude, when he leaves, that sticky black mess just hovered on you. You couldn't see anybody. I was laughing. I go, I'm going to get the programmer to make my Super Duty do that.
I like the one. I like the one where me and my younger cousin Brandon's got a Super Duty with the 7.3 in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's got one of those He's got one of those boxes where he can dump fucking large black clouds.
Yeah.
And this fucking guy, we were going down the road, and this guy in this fucking convertible Mustang. He was just driving like a fucking asshole. And Brandon loaded that dude's fucking car full. It was perfect. The way we stopped, he was like fucking had 8 cars ahead of him at the red light, and we were like fucking 7 cars, and it was just right there. He unloaded, and dude had no choice but to sit in it. You know what I mean? He was fucked. He was, and we got up past it. He looked at me and Brandon. I mean, of course he wasn't going to say nothing because Brandon's a bigger kid than I am. You know what I mean? So. We probably would have got out and fucking rolled his car over. You know what I mean? He was like, I ain't getting out saying that, but fuck you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was so fucking funny. He's like, watch this. He's like, I hope to God this guy goes over to the right lane. I'm like, why? He goes, because I'm dumping a whole load of coal on that motherfucker. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, watch this. And just puke, just black smoke. Everybody was pissed, you know what I mean? Honking those, you fucking asshole! Because he's got one of them fucking exhausts you could stick your head inside of, you know what I mean?
Big old coffee can exhaust.
Yeah, he's got a coffee can.
My old Super Duty has a 100-horse program on it, but it'll blow smoke, but not like that. I need to go get that programmer just for that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe you, of all people, don't have that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No. Yeah,
I seen your Ford fucking yank a semi truck out of the fucking. Yeah. You don't see those Facebooks get shared all over the internet. You know what I mean? What's up? You know what I mean? Give Ford some love.
That guy that owned that shipping container worked with my son, and my son calls me up and he goes, "Hey man, this guy's got a trailer stuck in the road. Think we could pull it?" And I go, "I will give it a go." And I pull down the road. And I see this semi-tractor trailer in the ditch with a shipping container in the back, and I go, I don't know if this is going to happen, you know. But it has I have a 15,000-pound winch on the front, and you put a pulley, makes it 30,000. I said, we'll anchor it to a tree and try to pull them if the truck won't pull them. And I was surprised, man. It pulled that semi up out of the ditch on wet dirt. You know, it spun a little bit and then grabbed, and then it pulled them right out. I was like. That was pretty impressive. I gave the phone to my son. I said, record this because DJ's getting a copy.
It was fucking badass. I'm a big time Ford guy. My fucking father-in-law waxed me over the head with that Chevy shit. I can't take it no more. That's why. I don't know what to that's why Project F100 is gonna be fucking an expedited plan because I'm parking that bitch in his driveway every day. I'm going to pull up every day, pull it in the driveway, fucking get on the gas, drop it to the ground just to piss him off every day.
Yeah.
Just because I love him. He's the coolest dude ever, but I love busting his chops about that shit.
Yeah, well, just call it Obama Motors. That's what I call it.
Motors.
How's the bailout doing?
How's the bailout doing, guys? I used to have I actually have my buddy works at a Ford plant up here in Avon, and he's got their union shirts from a couple years ago. Is a big oval on the back, big Ford oval, and it says "Built without your tax dollars." People, dude, yeah, I love that shirt. That's like that's my standard. That's my standard Christmas shirt over at my in-laws' house. Is that shirt? Ford built without your tax dollars. That's my shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, GM tried to take it to where you had to go to a mechanic, man. Everything they put in the cars back in the early 2000s was shit. Yeah. I mean,
look, all of the big three, as they call it, have evolved into better vehicles. Even, the GMs the Duramax is a great diesel. They don't make it.
Yeah.
That's made in Japan.
Right.
Okay. The Allison transmission that's behind it, they don't make that. Okay. Right. The running gear in the truck is made by American Axle. They don't make it. So what do they make? They make the body. They make the interior, which falls apart. They make the front end, which independent suspension. If you're going to lift the truck, it's a no-go.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It gives a nice ride. But, no, I mean, the Cummins, which is a great motor in the Dodge truck, the rest of the truck will fall apart. The Cummins always runs, not made by Dodge. Ford makes their own stuff. You know,
Right.
especially recently they came out with this my new one, the 6.7 turbo is 900 foot-pounds of torque. Okay,
Those fucking
and
trucks, by the way, are fucking nasty,
dude,
dude.
sick.
They're nasty, bro. They're nasty.
You know,
My
But-
my cousin's got one to pull his boat with. And that
Yeah.
motherfucker is funky fresh. That is a nice ass fucking
Yeah.
truck, dude.
Yeah, but you know what
platinum,
it is?
platinum edition. The fucking,
That's
yeah, it's
right there.
ridiculous. It's like it's like an off-road truck with a lazy boy in the front. You know, and it's like the whole inside is a fucking lazy boy.
Heated
Air
seats,
conditioned
yeah.
seats, heated seats. He's got this thing that
Yep.
rubs your back and shit. I'm like, this is to sleep in, not work.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I'd wreck it. I'd wreck it. I'd fall asleep in that fucker and kill somebody. I would. I'd fucking
Yeah.
head-on collision
Yeah,
dead.
The new diesel's so quiet you don't even know it's running. It ain't even you don't even know it's a diesel. But I'll tell you what, I have a new one and I have my old 7.3, and like my son was like, let's bring the new truck and pull that semi out, and I'm like, that truck has the ability to destroy itself. That's the difference. It has aluminum drive shaft in it, okay, which is common on a long wheelbase truck, okay? It will twist that drive shaft out of itself like a rag, you know, with that much horsepower and that much torque. So, and it will not hold traction like my old 7.3, you know. In a race, it wouldn't even be funny what the new one will do to the old one. But pulling stuff, you know, I mean, the old one, it's got big tires and traction and 456 gears and lockers and everything. It will pull a house down.
Right.
The new one, it's just fun to, like, I'll come on the turnpike and they're merging into the toll booths, you know, and I don't care what you're driving. If you can keep that thing in 6th gear and just let the turbo spool up, nothing's got that acceleration.
No.
It just
yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's for real, man. You like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
My cousin's truck. It's, dude, for real. Like, I mean, we've like highway right next to each other, fucking sports cars, and that fucker spooled up and he lets it loose. You're gonna have a hard time keeping up with that fucking truck. It's a big truck. That motherfucker's gone, dude. Gone.
Yeah.
It'll set you in the seat.
They got a lot of
It'll set you in the seat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So Mark likes diesels and farts, and fucking Tim fucking doesn't even like us.
I don't know. What did I do?
How old is that Ford F-150 you're driving, Tim?
Mine's a 98, dude.
98? Okay.
Yeah.
How many miles does it have on it?
I'm about to hit 300,000.
300,000 miles on what kind of motor?
4.6?
5.4.
5.4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still only spending $15 a day in gas. You know, I don't spend a lot of money in gas.
I got a 4.6 in my F-150.
Yeah. Man, I want to get a new truck, but it's like this thing. I don't have to get a payment right now. You know, it's still just it's just a solid truck.
I'm back to the payments now. But this F-150 I got now is in really nice shape, and if I maintain it properly, it will stay in nice shape. So
what year you got?
I got a 2010. I do it for it was fucking. It was like $8,500, and it doesn't even have 100,000 miles on it yet. So I mean,
those are the years. Those are the years I'm looking at.
Yeah, fuck. I couldn't not buy it. I was like, I'm just gonna buy this fucker right now, even if I gotta get into my savings and pay cash. I gotta fucking, you know what I mean? Half of the fucking money down, whatever. I'm getting the fuck out of here with this truck one way or another.
My kids are killing me right now, man. They're all getting older, and the older they get, the more expensive they get.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
I got.
How old's your oldest one, Tim?
24. I've got 7 kids, man. So it's like
what?
Yeah, I got 24 to 4, and then I got my third grandbaby.
24 years old to 4 years old. This motherfucker, he can't even walk past his wife. If they rub each other, she's pregnant.
I've only got 3 with me.
I've only got 3 with her. Jesus, Tim. Tim is a baby maker.
Dude, I'm the oldest of 8 kids, though, so I've been raising kids.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just, I'm used to being around big families and shit like that. But it's just, I mean, seriously, though, I mean, the 16-year-old went to get a job, and, at Wendy's, it's going to cost like $300-400 by the time it's all said and done. And you can't say, go get a job and pay for it yourself, because she's trying to get a job. So,
right.
I mean, just it's everything that costs money, So they're just killing me right now. just killing me. But I don't know. I got 2 teenage girls, and I got 5 boys, 2 girls, and the girls are 16, wow. 13. So they are just turning up just a.
Oh yeah, you're as me and Mark were just talking about before. They're spooling their turbos up on that spending your money right now. I've got a 16-year-old and a 19-year-old, and I'm telling you, they're spooling the turbo up. It's about to be real bad soon.
My 13-year-old daughter's like $10 a night because she doesn't like what's for dinner, man. Yeah. I don't like what's for dinner. I'm going out with her cousin's 16 and has a car, so around all the time. They go to the mall and all that. So she goes out. Her nightlife's better than mine. You know what I mean?
So's my daughters. Both my daughters are living the life right now.
I'm too tired to do the shit they do.
Well, I'll be honest.
You know,
when I was a kid,
I'm too tired, and I don't want to do that stuff they do. But still, she still has a better.
Well, when I was younger, I was being raised by 2 Depression-era grandparents, and spending money on frivolous things was not a reality. Right. So I had like a rock and a fucking stick to keep me entertained. So it's like I always said, man, if I ever have kids, I'm gonna make sure they get to go out and do the things I always wanted to do. And now I'm like, you stay in the house. Here's a rock and a stick. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we all try to give them more than we had.
Well, yeah.
You know, I was the kid that Christmas morning looked out the window and all the neighbors' kids are riding mini bikes. And I got a fucking bicycle. I got to pedal this motherfucker. He's going down the road at 30 miles an hour sitting on an Edger engine.
Right.
You know? And so my kids have always got the things that I wanted. And
Tim's got, Mark's got some fucking toys, Tim.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
imagine.
some fucking toys. Mark
Yeah,
does.
we're gonna have to go down to Florida and play on some of them.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go down and hang out with Mark for a week.
Yeah. We got 4-wheelers for everybody. Yeah.
we really should do this outlaw road trip to Kansas City.
Yeah,
man.
Let's do an outlaw road trip. We'll just
we'll
rent it. I can get an RV, and we'll just pile in the RV. Willie and Bob will pile in the RV. We'll record the whole thing. We'll drive out to Kansas City in the RV. Go to the Reach It store. That's happening now. That's happening in character. That's happening now. Yeah, we gotta get with Perry to pay for gasoline.
That'd be so hilarious.
We'll get Perry to pay for gas, and we'll do a Reach It road trip from Ohio to Kansas City in the RV as Willie and fucking
you gotta fly up, Mark.
Yeah, you gotta fly up, Mark. You can be Butthead.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in.
Oh,
you can
God.
be Butthead, bro. It's gonna be sweet. Dude, I tell you what, man.
If we could make that happen, that'd be probably some of the funniest shit we could put on video.
Right. I will tell you this, man. We get a lot of, not a lot, but there's a steady amount of fucking hate about this podcast. But I just want to thank everyone out there, the loyal guys that listen to this, and they're in my inbox, like, dude, when's the next podcast gonna be up? Hey, I seen you're recording a podcast. Why can't I fucking listen to it? You know what I mean? All you guys, I want to thank you for sticking behind us, man. And we're gonna try. This is just gonna get better as we go. Eventually, the right sponsor is gonna come along. And, shit is going to take off, you know what I mean? And me and Tim and Josh are going to be able to do some more cool-ass shit with Outlaw Window Cleaner. And we're going to do more podcasts with Mark. And fucking Tim and Josh. It's going to be so much fun. This is like a release for me. I can get on here and laugh with the guys. We could talk shop. You know what I mean? We could do all kinds of fucking shit. You know what I mean? We could even have a Bigfoot moment. Even though I'm not prepared for a Bigfoot moment, we could have one if we wanted to right now. You know what I mean? Who doesn't like a Bigfoot moment? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I'm still thinking about this road trip, man.
Are you still thinking about the road trip? I think that would be fucking cool, man. And this RV is like an early 80s fucking F450. So dude, it's fucking.
How do I not get arrested in a mullet wig?
And it runs like a top two. I could probably rent it from this dude. He might even just let me use it. We just hop in that bitch and roll, dude. We will look perfect. Our characters will match the RV absolutely perfectly.
Stay in character the whole fucking time.
The whole trip.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
And just go pro it. We've got 3-4 cameras set up. It would just be the best thing ever, I think.
Oh, that'd be so fucking funny.
That would be awesome, dude. That'd be fucking epic. Oh,
the things we could do.
It'd be epic, dude.
Oh, shit. We'd have to go through the arch. In character.
Yeah.
In St. Louis. That'd be hilarious.
I think I'm going to go to Kansas City, Missouri as Wet and Willie and try to sell window jobs. I'm going to go around to church. I'm going to go around
churches,
chickens in fucking in Missouri
and
try to get window jobs. I'll do this for an hour.
You need to find out. You need to find out where Kevin the window cleaner is doing his video, and then we show up.
Yeah,
now, that would be fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's right. I think it's in the parking lot of his job. He's probably doing them on break.
Right.
Yeah. Where he fills fire extinguishers.
Yeah, I seen he was smoking a cigarette on camera today. That makes him look fucking. That makes him look a lot cooler. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, look, I'm smoking a 100. 100s are ladies' cigarettes, dude.
Yeah, they are.
So, let me ask you something else. Back off subject a little bit.
Yeah, what's up?
The appeal for that is an inexperienced window cleaner. Is that he's trying to advise? Or
no,
I mean,
his this is what he doesn't care about. You, me, Tim, new guys. The only thing he cares about are guys 50 to 60 years old that are getting ready to retire and are trying to figure out a way to make money on the side. Retirees.
And Eric is just trying. He's trying to reel in the new guys.
And Eric Bryant is trying to reel in the new guys. So.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So if you've been washing windows for 30 years and you're 50 years old, if you've done it right, you don't need to figure out how to make money on the side.
Right.
I mean, I sure as hell hope when I hang up my bucket, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be a fucking greeter at Walmart, you know.
Oh,
Here you go. Here's a card.
Bro, he's trying to teach us side hustle heroes how to window clean to window cleaners in our niche. I mean, it don't make no fucking sense, does it?
No.
It don't make sense. You're trying to sell a bunch of window cleaners that already clean windows that a good side hustle is window cleaning.
Well, no, that's not what he's trying to do. He's trying to say that he's only looking at guys his age that are getting into window cleaning. Where are all those people at? Is there like 10 of you guys? You know what I'm saying? Most guys at that age, if you haven't figured it out yet, you're just a fuck up.
Right.
Right? Am I right or no?
Yeah.
If you're in your middle 50s to 60s and you haven't figured out, like, I don't have any money after I retire or something, there's something fucking, you did something, you fucked up somewhere, right? I would think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he has, but if you're looking to window cleaning at that age for money.
No, because, look, your abilities at 50 years old, even having a little knowledge of the industry, like here's an example. My next door neighbor, I've got a neighbor that moved in a year ago. Great guy. He's probably 55, and he sold his house in New Jersey, made a butt ton of cash, bought the house next to me, and for the first year, he did nothing but fix up the house and spend money. Now, then he must have started to get a little nervous, said, I need some income. And he says, tell me about your business. And I told him that. And I love the guy, but I can't hire him because he's my neighbor. I've learned that sometimes things go sour and I got to live next to him. So I said, listen, Lou, if you're interested in window cleaning, I have a friend that has a company that doesn't do what I do so much. I mean, we do our share of storefronts, but he's strictly a storefront window cleaner, and it would be the perfect thing for you to work 2 to 3 days a week. And, so I made the connection for him. He got the job, and he absolutely loves it. He goes, I wish I would have known about this 20 years ago, And his abilities are limited, but he can get in his truck. He can drive down south. He can wash 20 storefronts in a day. He says hello to the people. They like him. He's not on his phone all day. He's got a work ethic because he's, 55 years old.
Right.
The most I would ever use him would be on a Saturday if I had a big job and I wanted someone to hump out a bunch of glass. Again, he's limited what he can do. But he's doing it, and when he got hired, I told his boss, who's a friend of mine, I said, listen, you got to understand something. This guy is going to be, you got to teach him, you got to show him, you got to spend a couple weeks with him, get him, you know, he's new to the area, so he's going to be lost, and he's not a phone guy, so he's not going to be using, you know, the GPS that comes on the phone. You're going to have to babysit him a little bit, but once you get him lined up, you'll have a loyal employee, and that's exactly what happened.
Right.
He's not on, he doesn't answer text messages all day long. You know, he goes out and he does his route jobs, and he comes home and he backs his truck in and he dumps his bucket out and he cleans his tools out and fills them with water for the next day's work. And he would jump through a fire ring for this guy. And I don't, you know, and he loves the fact that he gets to go out and do something. But it's not a living. It's not a career. It's not anything he needs to know any more than what he does, which is this. Monday you go here, Wednesday you go here, Friday you go here. You watch this, you watch this. And if someone comes out to you, you give them a business card, get their number, and I'll call them. Mm-hmm. You don't solicit, you don't collect, you don't do anything but wash. Right. That's a retired position. I hope someday, if I sell my business, to go out and keep a small piece of route, you know, a couple $100 a week to have something to do, to stay active, you know.
That's
and that
would
would be,
to get older too, though. It's just
staying active. Yeah, you know, and I'm not saying that what this dude's trying to do or what he's saying is wrong. I just you know, there's nothing wrong with being that age and wanting to clean windows. It's just being so fucking arrogant about, you know, fuck everybody else and I don't care what anybody else says.
But think about, he's how old? 55, something like that.
Yeah,
50. Well, I literally only have like 10 to 15 more good years in me, and that's if I don't get hurt. Because once I mean, the older I get, winters are even hurting me now. That's why I got to build up the work, man.
Look,
because
I'm 39. I'm 39, and winter's fucking me up now. You know what I mean? So
trying to get back into work shape takes too long in spring now. I mean, it sucks.
You want to? I actually learned this at the trade show I went to in 2004 in one of these boring seminars that had nothing to do with window cleaning, but I did get this out of it. One of the first things the keynote speaker said was, you can't, no matter who you are, you can't do what you did 10 years ago, and you can't do what you did 10 years before that. And then you start to let that sink in, and you're nailing it, Tim, because you have to. That's why I told TJ, you know, TJ's running around like a fucking kid in the sprinkler system, but you got to find an exit strategy. Not that you want to get rid of your business, but you build your business to support your family. Then when you get it at a good altitude where it's producing money and you're happy with where it is, then you start to think a little bit different. Okay, now 20 years ago in window cleaning, routes sold for tremendous amounts of money in Florida. Okay, you get guys that were retiring from New York, wanted to come down here, hire one guy and make some money. You could sell your work for a lot of money. That market has shrunk down to where it's very hard to sell a route because you're buying a job, not a business. So it has to be something substantial. I mean, ultimately, to anybody would be to build a nice company, and then some big janitorial company wants to break into your market, and they buy your business so that they can get in their foot in the door in a lot of areas.
I'm just,
you know what I'm saying?
Josh, man, that's my plan.
Thought to who?
Yeah, my plan is to sell to Josh.
I'm just selling to Josh, so it don't matter either way.
Josh, the window cleaner. I'm just gonna sell my shit to him.
I'm looking at. I want to really get into like cafe style business. Maybe a bar.
I want to open a fucking ice cream stand. So there's that.
That might work out too. So I mean, it's just having a different set of income, adding on to the same business that I'm already doing. You know, that's why I'm not adding on soft wash or power wash. I want a different type of income, so in case something happens over here, I still got a residual of income over here.
Yeah. Well, it depends on who you are as a person. Like, I'll tell you one thing. I had an opportunity about 10 years ago when I was really heavy into barbecue competitions.
Right.
I had a buddy that said, I want to open a restaurant, and we're going to be partners in it. And I was like, I don't have a lot of money. What do you want me for? Well, we're gonna get the right smokers. We're gonna get the right food. And it could have been. And I'm just honestly, I'm a little different. I'm deathly afraid of failure. I especially with someone else's money too. You know, I mean, I would have had a vested interest in it, but not what he was planning to do. And sometimes maybe I'll never be a giant entrepreneur, but
So
it is
you're
scary.
not gonna have
Restaurant
Gucci
business.
loafers?
My buddy,
I have those. No,
Oh.
I have gunslinger loafers. You saw
Okay.
those.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ron's my mentor in the window cleaning world, and then my other mentor is my buddy Terry. He's that's what he does is restaurants. I worked in restaurants. I was a GM at Applebee's in 2012. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but I worked with this guy. He's opening up his second cafe. They're doing well right now. My wife's in the restaurant industry too. So we just have that mindset. So I was a cook in the friggin' military.
Yeah,
So
but see, it's a great business because it's not affected by Amazon and stuff like that, and people always have to
it's
eat.
affected by Grubhub and stuff like that now, though, because I mean they're wanting a big chunk of percentage in the restaurant world. I mean, a 14% take on a bill is huge when there's not a lot of money being made in the process. 14% profit in the restaurant world is a really, really good thing.
That's why I clean.
What's that? Some kind of delivery service or something?
Yeah, it's like a Uber Eats, Grubhub, same. It's just an app. Yeah. So
we have one. I forget the name of it. It's called Delivery Boys or something,
That's
and they
what's wrong
fucking
with
piss
this.
me off.
Fuck you guys. Shut up. That's what's wrong with this fucking country. Nobody gets out anymore. Everyone's locked up in their fucking house. They don't know who the fuck their neighbors are. You're ordering your fucking Applebee's and having it delivered to you.
Time,
Jesus fucking Christ. You know what I mean? What's wrong with people nowadays? I need an app to get a fucking pizza from Applebee's. Hey, can you bring me some baby back ribs from your app? Do you deliver? I mean, get the fuck out of your fucking house. I'm going to go on Facebook and start my own window cleaning business. I'm going to go to WCR. Give me some squeegees.
WCR.
A WCR. They rip you off. They take all your money.
You see these apps they have for the cleaning companies that tackle and all that
all
shit now?
All kinds of fucking shit, man.
It's starting to affect our business where you can just order service on an app and shit.
Yeah,
it's
what
crazy.
the fuck, bro? That's
crazy.
why when somebody calls me, I answer the fucking phone. They're like, when can you come give an estimate? I'm there the next day. I'm there with a smile, with my nice shirt on. I brush my teeth. I fucking don't smell like fucking a sweaty fucking wombat in the desert. You know what I mean? My truck is cleaned. I shake their hand. I give them a card. I give them a nice price. Give them a little bit of this. And I'm on down the road.
On down the road.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Everything is too disconnected nowadays. Don't you guys think? Everyone's disconnected. Like I go out and talk to my neighbors. There's older black couple that live next door, and I will go over there. We don't have a fucking thing in common, except for when they smell the smoker going. I always take her over at least a half a slab of ribs. You know what I mean? Because they love my barbecue, and she's always keen to. She's like, I know what you're doing over there, and I go. They're an older couple. When my grandparents lived here, my grandfather had fell a couple times. This gentleman doesn't know him. Come over, my grandma went over, knocked on the door, asked for help. He'd come over and help my grandparents. You know what I mean? So that's how I got to meet these people. Come to find out, they're from fucking Detroit. They live in the same town that my aunt and uncles and them are from. You know what I mean? They moved down here for work and shit like that, and they're good fucking people. And that's what I'm trying to say is that it's good for people to get out and connect like they used to. Everything is about that fucking phone in your hand now. You know what I'm saying? That's great. That's great though. I mean, I'm not saying I don't have anything against technology, because I wouldn't have half the laughs I have every day if I wasn't able to talk to Mark. You know what I'm saying? Honestly.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this kind of thing that we're doing right here is amazing, but you also got to unplug every once in a while.
No, dude, let me tell you something. Society, because of social media and the internet and all this technology, has I say it's imploded. But for instance, my older son, 18, he's had the same girlfriend for over a year, which is rare at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, they're still going on for over a year. And then I said to my wife, but they don't see each other very much. Well, they FaceTime. What the fuck is FaceTime? I go, lives 5 miles away. He's got a truck, and he's on the fucking phone. Right. I'm like, Is he giving her a wiener puppet show or something? Because how does this work? You know what I'm saying?
Mark's like, back in my day, I was trying to climb through your window and play with your titties.
Yeah. No,
you can't get to second base by pressing 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your helmet on the screen.
Yeah.
No, but my point is, I go, they're probably still together because they never see each other other than, this fucking silly fucking app that they use on their phone.
The world is a strange place now, man. It's a strange place. Like my son is not interested in the things that I was interested in when I was a kid, and I don't know. To me, it's like, do I force him to fucking want to fucking play football, or want him to play baseball, or is it something that should I nourish his fucking natural fucking wants for things? You know what I mean? Like his interest. Should I nourish his interests? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of it's kind of weird.
You gotta take him, and you gotta expose him to certain things. For instance, my sons were both small, but I insisted they played football, so I became a football coach, and then my company sponsored the team. And did I know a lot about football? No, I was actually recruited by the head coach, and he goes, I want you to be my assistant coach. And I go, I don't know a whole lot about football. And he goes, but I know this. You show up for every practice, you pay attention, and you're here with your kids, and everyone else just drops the kid off and comes back 2 hours later to pick them up. Right. Therefore, you're a good candidate, okay?
Right. You've got a vested interest in your child.
Yes, and then they got done with football. They wanted to do BMX, so they both got BMX bikes, and we got, went to the local BMX track. Did they win? Fuck no, they got their asses kicked, but they had fun doing it. Right. Then baseball came. Now my younger one's doing karate and jiu-jitsu. Okay, he loves it. Mm-hmm. It's for him. He's so good at it. Okay, now the older one, he's outgrown a lot of things. But my point, TJ, is a lot of the things that you're not going to force him to play football, but take him to a little league game.
You give him the avenue.
Yeah, and let him experience that, because you know what? If you let him sit there and he gets the electronics grip on him, you don't want that. You want him to experience a lot of things, and he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be a high school football player, but you know what? Maybe he will be. Maybe he'll be a rock star.
I honestly think he's either going to end up being a musician or a baseball player. One of the two. He likes baseball. Him and I can stand out in the front yard all day and throw the ball back and forth. That's awesome. He digs. But I'm a baseball guy myself. I played baseball, so maybe that's just naturally sown. My dad was a baseball player. You know what I mean? So we all, maybe my cousins all play baseball. So maybe it's just naturally in us to want to hit balls with sticks.
Yeah. Well, look, expose him to all of it and see what takes. Yeah, I mean, he might not be a baseball player, but at least he'll go out and have some fun.
Right.
Get outdoors a little bit. Get off the Xbox.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly right.
Yeah. Well, he likes that PlayStation though, man. That kid's a fucking beast on there.
Man, my kid punched.
If you're getting stomped by some 7-year-old kid on fucking PlayStation 4, on Call of Duty or Battlefield 1, it's probably there's a possibility it could be Uriah Gilbert fucking eating your lunch.
I've never played either one. I've never played that.
Kid's good. He's good at it. I'll give him that. He's good at it. But he's also dude. I've never seen anyone pal around with dogs the way my son does. They're like, all three of them, they're like friends. They're like buddies. You know what I mean? Like they will run around.
Yeah.
They will run around the house for hours. Like they are his homies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, like Frank, he's like always a monster. He's always the big Tyrannosaurus Rex, and all of the Jurassic Park scenes he likes to play out. You know what I mean? And Frank is always the dog that comes in and fucks everything up. You know what I mean? It's pretty weird how it's kind of a weird little symbiotic relationship that both of them have.
What kind of dogs you got?
Labradors. 3 Labradors.
Labs?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to have a lab, man.
Now, you can have one of mine if you'd like. Chucky. You can have Chucky right now. She's purebred. She's white, and she's beautiful as shit. But she's too much for me. I can't. I want to choke her all the time.
Why?
I mean, she's gonna be a really, really good dog one day, but she's a puppy right now, and that's the worst thing in the world. Is a Labrador puppy because she fucking turned the backyard into the surface of the moon, digging holes and shit. It's just something they do as puppies. We had Hazel, the oldest. We had her. She fucked the yard up. I fixed the yard. We got Frank. Frank fucked the yard up. I fixed the yard. Chucky, we had puppies. Chucky was about to die. I dumped a shitload of money into her to save her life. And I'm like, I'm never getting this money back. Nobody wants her because she's the runt. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to keep the dog. I'm not just going to give her to anybody. I'll just keep her. And she's turned into a fucking horse. And she's fucking she fucked my yard up again. So 3 times. So hopefully now she's done. And next summer I can do my yard and it'll be beautiful for life. And that'll be super nice. But I'll
tell you what worked for me. I have two. I have a coonhound and a lab, and I had 2 labs. And the chocolate lab, she liked to dig, and down here it's all sugar sand. So I mean, dude, they could dig a hole as big as themselves in half an hour. All of a sudden, the fucking dog's gone. You're like, what the fuck, you know? But she'd start digging holes. I'd come out with a big restaurant-sized container of black pepper, and you sprinkle it in the hole. Because you fill it up, you know she's going to dig it right the fuck back out the next time she comes out. So sprinkle some black pepper in there, rake the dirt back over it. Now watch what happens when they dig. They start sneezing, eyes start watering. They don't dig no more. Trust me.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mark. I'm going to try that because I've tried everything. I'm probably going to get the ASPCA called on me, but I fucking somebody told me somebody told me to fill the hole with water and hold her fucking nose. I did it. That shit didn't work. She just dug the hole bigger.
No. Put black pepper in there. I tried putting it's called hardware screen. It's like chicken wire. Put chicken wire in the hole, then it tore the fucking pads up. You know, trying to dig.
Right, yeah.
So someone told me to try black pepper. And I tried it, and it worked with my dogs because they start sneezing and hacking. They don't want it no more.
I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah.
So when she digs, because I fill them up. As soon as I catch her doing it, I'm like, hey! And she's like, oh shit! Yeah. And she takes off. I'm like, oh shit, I dug another hole! Yeah. He's pissed, oh god! So she goes and runs to the other, and she, her tail wagging, standing by her ball. She drops her ball, like looking at me like, so you want to play catch? No, fucko, I want to fill the hole you just dug. So you're saying before I fill it up, dump the pepper in it and then fill it up?
I would rake 3/4 the dirt back in it, so it's like 1 inch below surface. Then sprinkle a good amount of black pepper, like several tablespoons, and then just gently put the dirt over it. Watch, it's fucking hilarious.
All right, cool. I hope it works, man.
Yeah, it ain't gonna hurt her,
dude. She is a shitbird. Hey, there's a poopy. There's your poopies.
Is that Pitbull?
Yeah, that's my girl.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that a Pitbull? Yeah, that's one of them terrible dogs that eats people.
Yeah. That's one.
I tell you what, I think that's a common misconception because my cousin Brian has had pit bulls his whole life, and you will never find a more loyal, loving dog than a pit bull treated well.
Oh, dude.
They are lovable and loyal as fuck. None of his dogs have ever had to be leashed. They always stay right by him. He's not like military. They just love him. You know what I mean? They just love you.
Right.
Well, here's the thing with a dog: you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt, like Brady, he's high energy coonhound, and my wife's got him under control. I mean, if we didn't fix him and she didn't run him every day and everything else like that, forget it, man. I mean, that dog will drive you crazy. And that's just because of the breed. You know, I always had coonhounds. All of a sudden, we adopted the yellow lab that I had, and I was in love with that dog. Oh, my God. The loyalty. That dog is a pleaser, you know, so I walk her without a leash and stop walking. She'd sit down next to me and look up at me like, tell me I just did the right thing.
Right.
You know, the coonhound, he sees a fucking butterfly, he's running down the road.
Well, see, that's the problem I have with my Labradors are from their hunting dogs. Right. You know, they're bird dogs.
Yeah.
And my backyard is a no-fly zone. You know what I mean? If you're a bird and you fuck around in the backyard, Hazel or Frank will jump up in the air and fuck. And now Chucky's seeing what they're doing, and now Chucky's starting to do it. Birds laying in the backyard, they're not going to make it because Chucky or one of the other two are going to catch you. So they'll bring, and what they do, they love my wife. My wife is like the dog whisperer. So what
Yep.
they do is they kill birds and bring them to the back door and leave them.
Yep. Yep.
Jennifer will be standing at the door to let him in, and then Frank or Hazel or Chuck will walk up and place the bird in front, and then just sit down and
Yep.
look at you like, look what I got. Look what I
Pyro,
did.
Yep.
Look what I did.
Pyro
But
brought us an adult male rabbit.
if you
Chased it out in the yard.
if you let the dogs out on the front porch and they see a cat, there's nothing you can say to them that will get them to stop. They will chase that fucking cat until it's clawed them or up a tree. Cats, my 3 dogs and cats are not a good mix.
Yeah,
I had to
it's bad.
I saved 2 kittens from Hazel. She was gonna kill them. I had, Jen's like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, well, I don't really. Those stray cats are getting on my nerves, Jen. And she's like,
Yeah.
you got to go save those kittens. I'm like, I can't. I'm not. I don't care. You know what I mean? She's like, no, you got to go save. So I had to go save these fucking kittens from. I should have just let Hazel eat them. Natural selection.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not a big
You guys
cat
have armadillos up there?
Fuck
No.
no.
No. We have armadillos down here, right? And all of a sudden,
you guys have all the big, scary, crazy, poisonous, scary animals down there too.
well, yeah, we got some different ones, but all of a sudden I noticed my lawn was getting tore up with these big giant holes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck is eating up at the yard? And my male coonhound at the time, he would go out by my fence and he'd just stand there and bark and bark and bark and bark. I'm like, call him in, go back out and bark, bark, bark. Finally, I fucking walk out there, dude, and there's a tunnel under my fence, and he's looking in, trying to get into this hole in the ground, and he's digging, right? So I'm like, what the fuck is in there? So I put a welding glove on, and I reach my hand down in there, right? And I feel this tail. It was a fucking armadillo, right? And I didn't know anything about armadillos, but I'm like, I'm going to pull this motherfucker out. Well, as soon as you grab that tail, he puts his feet out and locks himself into the dirt. Dude, you'd pull his tail off before he would come out, right? So my neighbor comes over and he goes, that's the only animal that carries leprosy. You might want to be careful. I go, well, I got the fucking welding glove on, and he says, where's Kate? And I go, she's inside. He goes, hang on a minute. Now, there was a pile of dirt that you could fill a 5-gallon bucket. That's how much this thing had tunneled, right? So I go, he comes back with a quarter stick. Remember the old school quarter sticks?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he goes, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to light the quarter stick and throw it in there. And you're going to put the bucket of dirt. We're going to scoop all that dirt into a 5-gallon bucket. And then you're just going to drop the bucket into the hole. And then it's just done. Buried everything. I'm laughing. I go, I'm not going to be able to do this. And he goes, why? Because I'm going to be fucking laughing so hard. And he goes, just then, out comes the wife. And I'm like, she's like, what are you guys doing? I go, well, I found out what's tearing up the yard. It's an armadillo. She's like, is it in that hole? I'm like, yeah. And then she looks over my neighbor, Dave, and he's got this quarter stick and a cigarette lighter. Fuck, we're in trouble. We're not going to be able to pull this off tonight, right? So he goes, well, let's see if we could pull him out of there, Mark. And like at the end of my street, there's a preserve, so it's all woods. We're just going to drop him in the woods, right? So I grab down. Now he's even further away. I could barely touch his tail with the welding glove on. And I grab his tail, and he starts literally pulling me into the hole. That's how strong that animal was. So finally I go, look, we got to get this, either we're going to take him out and or kill him, And so my son Scott walks over with the garden hose on. And I'm like, what the fuck does he know? He sticks the garden hose. He goes, grab the tail. I reach down, I grab the tail. He sticks the hose in there. As soon as the water started coming in, that motherfucker backed out. He was this fucking big. Right? So, and he was nasty. He was nasty, pissed off. And I go to Kate, now what do we do with him? And so we took him in the UTV down the road and dumped him in the woods. But,
he narrowly
another time,
escaped death.
yeah, that would have been a fun one, man. I would have enjoyed the hell out of that. Yeah.
And
one time
we don't condone animal cruelty, guys, so don't fucking call PETA or PETA.
Yeah. We got possums. Got possums up there?
Yeah, we got possums.
We got possums. We got armadillos. We got
A possum
You got
will
gators,
fuck
dude.
you up.
You got gators.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Possums and coons.
Look.
We used to do some coon hunting. That was fun. Coons are fucking
Yeah.
probably one of the smartest
We got-
animals you'll ever see, but stubborn than the motherfuckers. Raccoons are
We
stubborn.
got
as fuck.
coyotes around here a lot
Coyotes
now.
now, yeah, coyotes now. We need
Yeah.
coyotes and wolves.
We
We're
got-
starting to
Love
get,
that shit.
and there's nothing good with a coyote, man.
No,
Yes, there
nothing.
is.
Nothing. They're killing
Kill
all the
cats.
dogs around here and
Kill
shit.
cats though too.
Yeah.
Kill a lot of cats.
Yeah.
A lot of
Cats.
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 Yeah, we got big iguanas now.
Hopefully one
We
gets
got-
Gilbert. No, I'm sorry, I didn't just say that.
Gilbert.
Yeah,
He's
fuck
named
Gilbert.
after you, buddy.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking asshole. This dickhead's now sending me fucking videos of Gilbert in the house. Gilbert. There's Gilbert. I'm like, you're a fucking asshole, man. Fucking dickhead.
Yeah. You know what, though, Tim? The big misconception with alligators is if they're alligators that are in the wild, they're very naturally afraid of humans. They, if you feed them, then you're going to have a problem. Like here, if you live on a lake and there's gators in there, which every lake pretty much has gators, and you feed the gator, he's going to come looking for food. So if you have a dog on a leash, he's going to try to get the dog. That's how there's a lot of
Jeez.
issues.
Yeah.
But for the
So
most part,
what do you guys do? Like, you can't go like boating on a lake or anything like that, no swimming or anything like that.
no.
There's just
Well, during the day, the gators lay down on the bottom, so you don't know they're there, honestly.
Oh.
And then at night is when they come out. So, like, if you go out on a lake at night fishing and you got a spotlight, you'll see red eyes everywhere, and those are the alligators.
Oh,
You know.
okay.
But yeah.
That's just-
You
My
got those
neighbor.
why
nutrients
would you
down
go
there?
fishing? Why would you go
What's
fishing
that?
on a lake with gators? That's what I mean. That's scary shit, man.
Going
That's just
fishing.
Well,
scary. Just
It's only scary when the gator's bigger than the boat.
Hey.
We went on my buddy's bass boat in Lake Okeechobee, and a 14-foot gator swam right next to the boat, and his back was like, I don't know if you can see my hands, but this wide, man. And he was an old granddaddy gator, had to go 14 foot, and that was one of the
Jesus.
only ones because he didn't have a lot of fear of us, you know. But my neighbor, they have a lottery here every year for gator season because now they allow you to hunt them because there's so many. They were protected for the longest time, and they take a whole chicken and they tie a rope through the chicken, and they soak it in this nasty brine that stinks, and then they tie it to a milk jug, and then they throw it out there, and the gator will come by and swallow the whole chicken. Well, once an alligator swallows something, it's impossible for it to come back up. So you literally pull the rope, and the gator comes up with it, and then they shoot him in the head, kind of like what you see on TV, but definitely more realistic. But I'm not a hunter. I respect nature. I fish and I see gators. I'm more afraid of snakes than I am of alligators, quite honestly. We got some nasty fucking
Well, man,
snakes
those
here.
fucking pictures you posted on fucking Facebook of them fucking fish you guys caught. Your kid jumped in the water with it?
That was a Goliath grouper,
Uh-huh.
and they're a very docile fish. Okay, it took 3 kids to pull that fish up, and
Who was the
it
kid
comes
that jumped
from-
in the water with it?
well, JT, my youngest one, he went in the water with it, and the red-haired kid, he's a friend of the family that stays with us most of the time during the summers.
Uh-huh.
He comes to visit his uncle. He'll stay with us a couple days a week, then there. But they're all really good fishermen. So we chartered that boat, said we want a, Goliath grouper, and they took us over some wrecks in the ocean. They sink ships, and you just drift over the wreck a couple times, and that one was 250 pounds. And
Wow.
you got to understand, when you pull a fish like that up from 250 pounds, like a diver can't come up that fast from 250 feet.
Uh-huh.
They get the bends, right? Well, the same thing with the fish. So when the fish comes up, that's why in some of the pictures laying on its side, because it's full of air. So you got to get the air out of the fish. But in the meantime, he's just very tired from being pulled up. And, it doesn't even really have teeth, but it was an amazing,
Fuck,
I've never
yeah,
seen
dude.
anything like that.
No,
Right,
it was
right.
absolutely the awesomest thing. And your JT in there with it to give it perspective. It was just like, holy shit, that's a huge ass fucking fish, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
next level, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, the nice thing about Florida, I know Ohio's better, but you can be in the Keys in a couple hours. Yeah, you could be in the. He's going to start now. You could be in the Keys in a couple hours, and some of the best fishing in the world. Or you can be out in the woods, some decent hunting. We don't have big giant deer like y'all do up there. Our deer are like Bambi, but all the fishing and hunting, and the weather, you know. Right. But and the women, you know, a buddy of mine that moved back to upstate New York that worked for me, he told me, he goes, you know what? The two things I miss in Florida is the fishing and the women. He goes, I go, the women? And he goes, yeah, because up here they're covered up, they're dressed up. He goes, down there they wear almost nothing. You know, I mean, girls walk around here with nothing on. Hey, baby.
Well, guys, what do you guys? I mean, is there anything you guys want to cover before we get off here?
I'll probably go to bed, man.
Oh, you're gonna? You just want to talk about going to bed? All right, cool. Well, I just want to, you know, say that thanks, Tim, for coming on, and
you guys are rock stars.
Dude, one more thing. I can't believe I stood right next to you, Tim, at the trade show, and we didn't even know who the fuck each other was. That was man.
I was drinking a lot that way. Not alcohol that way, buddy. I was brutal. It was brutal. I got to the point, by the time my aunt picked me up, she picked me up at 1 o'clock on Friday. She runs the Sure Shine down there in Cocoa. So she took me over out there to Cocoa Pier and Cocoa Beach Pier, started drinking as soon as I left that convention. And then by the time I got done that night, I was shooting Irish car bombs down in downtown Melbourne and shit. Dude. This is hilarious. Like I literally drank at 6 o'clock from Tuesday, and I was still drinking Friday night. I blacked out.
Holy shit, dude.
So by the time we got to my aunt lives in my grandma's house, and she had died. So and I didn't really get to meet her and shit. Dude, I was bawling, and it was funny as shit. I mean, this is the funniest story if I could ever tell it to you at some point. But but by the time I get on this fucking plane, I'm hungover as you can. I mean, you can't even tell. I can't tell you how bad I'm hungover. They put me in the back. Well, the first plane got delayed because it was fucked up. So I had to get on another plane. So I had to wait another hour to get on the plane. But then I was in the back, and we had the worst turbulence coming into Ohio. It was horrible, dude. And the only thing I could think about was puking, and I couldn't do it in the plane. It was horrible. But anyway, I'm sorry I kept that going prolonged.
No, you're all
but
right.
We'll get to that story. We'll dissect that story one time.
All right, guys. Well, this was episode 30 of our podcast. Me and Mark and Tim here, and you go to www.outlawwindowcleaner.com. Get you some Outlaw Window Cleaner gear. Go to www.futurecleaning.com. Get you a gunslinger or something like that. Reach a pole. Go to www.showerfart.com for any products that fucking Mark is peddling at that .com. And we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Talk to y'all later. Good talking to you.
Yep.
Bye.
Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio, reminding you to get your black diamond squeegee rubbers at www.outlawwindowcleaner.com. Oh yeah, and Luke's still a bitch.